And welcome everyone to Tenpai Tuesday as we wrap up the spring season. Or sorry, my brain's thinking about spring season, winter season. Um, I am Edwin, 12 Sixer, founder of the league and part of the Seattle Club, and I'm joined here by Blake, who is also a part of the Seattle Club. Blake, nice to have you here.
Nice to be here. Thanks for the intro.
Um, so yeah, we've got a lot of deciding matches here, considering it is the last round of the season. And we're starting off with a B2 matchup between Harrison. Let's see here. It's Harrison,
Harrison, Brett.
Dave, and Steven. And the difference in B2 here is the fact that there is no position round, so it's just random round robin pairings. So that's why you see Harrison and Dave, playing against each other here in the final round. Um, Probably wanting to just avoid knocking each other out at this point, while somebody like Steven wants to put themselves into position, a guaranteed position, and Brett's just trying to avoid demotion. So I imagine there'll be a lot of action on tonight for this set.
Yeah, I assume Harrison and Dave are just gonna sit sit out a lot of potential tenpais and stuff and whatnot. Whereas Brett and Steven are gonna be a lot more aggressive, trying to fight against demotion or fight for demotion.
So the game should be starting here in another minute or two, but as it stands, we're going to start with this B2 matchup here. Later on, we might switch to an A2 matchup in about an hour or so. And then we'll switch to an A1 matchup the hour after that. So a lot of action here today. We've got a lot of game schedule over the next couple of days. I imagine we're going to be streaming quite a lot for you guys. So enjoy it all.
Seems like we're starting. Great high pie here for who's this? Steven.
Jeez. Okay, so triple Yakuhai with a Dora. If they wanted to go Honitsu, so triple Yakuhai Honitsu Dora would be 6,000 all. I mean, that'd be a start.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of looking around the table, and it's kind of meh, except for Harrison, who has at least 3 pairs, 1 Onko. Depending on what they draw, I mean, it could just end up being a normal reaching hand. I was going to say there might be chances for Ipeko, which we see now.
Yeah, already Ishan 10 for Ipeko. Uh, on the right, honestly, it doesn't look too bad either, assuming you can fill in the penchants, but there are 2 of them.
It's kind of a bit of an ask, especially if you can't call for them.
Only 1 now.
Oh,
Decides to cut
why
away
did
from.
you discard the South earlier? You could have been going for the Honitsu. Oh, I guess he had 2 Dora. But even
Yeah.
still. Okay, well, okay. If you go now, let me do the math here. So triple Yakuhai, Honitsu, Dora. Oh,
And that's already
so
Tenpai.
that's
That's
8,000.
also Tenpai on the right for Rishi Pinfu.
They're going to take it 2-5 so, of which the 2s are almost dead here. And I think Steven really wishes they could have that South pair back, but instead we'll have the Honitsu confirmed here on the 4 so, but again, that's not really a great weight either.
Yeah. And it's like maybe you can upgrade if you find like 5-9 or maybe even a non-furry 10. Oh, that's an upgrade. Putting on 6-9. Will they take
Oh,
it? No.
did they?
Yeah, take the save for Nakasuji. I respect that.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But if that's the case, I mean, you're pretty much stuck on the 4.
Yeah. Let's see. I believe this is 2 versus 1, 2, 3 in the wall? Yeah, 3 in the wall.
Harrison just got another Onko, but it's not close to Sue Onko at, yet, so it might just probably the best he could look for is a San Onko. That'd be it. No
Once
Dora,
again,
no
doesn't pick
nothing.
the Ariane upgrade.
Yeah, just really squeamish about the Sozu.
Yeah.
We'll
I
just
mean,
commit to the.
it is close to the Ricci tile.
It is. So it's not like you can fault him for that.
Yeah. Might have.
But technically, you have to make the decision here. Like, if you're gonna push, oh my gosh,
yeah,
it worked.
there it is. Yeah, that's
24,000. Yeah.
24. Oh yeah, 24 because of the
Yeah. Because you had the Dora 3. That's what made the difference there. So, Brett, unfortunately, was trying to avoid demotion.
Immediately almost starting to
immediately now in the hole, and this is not the. I've been in this position. Like, if you saw my stream, if you saw my games in my first 2 games of my set, it wasn't 24,000 points bad, but given the state of the game, it was still bad enough that falling into a hole early just it felt like as if it was 24,000 points to climb out of. And
another
it's
amazing looking hand.
Yeah.
Oh, that being said, Ricci. Oh, that pay might come out of Steven's hand if he finds the Tenpai.
I mean, oh no, there's the North first. So it's just Ricci only. 2,600 at least ends the dealership. Puts Harrison at least in second for now. Prevents Steven from trying to run away with it completely early.
Yeah.
And gives Brett a chance to try to recoup those points right back. But this high pie is not great.
Yeah, it's like still 2, 3 Sean 10 away. 3 Sean 10 away, yeah.
Yeah, the reason why I say it's not great is because it's not something you could call quickly to finish because you have the 1, 2, 3, and you have a couple of pairs there. Now the East certainly helps. Now you can call. But the issue being that you'd have a pair of 8 so and a pair of 7 so or 7 mon that you'd have to try to call one of those, and then try to somehow work your way into some type of Tanya. But that's not necessary anymore. We'll get the East, so that will certainly help. I would imagine you drop 6-8. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, 6-8. Gonna cut 8 first in case finds the upgrade with a 6.
Yep. Harrison has the pair of Haku, the 7 pins, a nice Penchon fill, but needs some help still.
Yes. Ooh, slight punish. Takes a chance on Furiton.
Yeah, I don't.
I don't mind going into Furiton as long as it's like a good enough weight.
Only hesitation is that I try to read things a little bit early here, and so now you are Furiton.
Yeah.
Is that early on you didn't really you've seen some low pins you discarded, but you really haven't seen a lot, and that leads me to believe that either they are holding them, or if you're lucky, they're in the wall. Yeah, see now you're not out of Furiton, but you're back to your Kanchan weight, right? So they get it anyway, so it works.
Found it just in time for Dave to deal in.
So Brett with another chance here, and if it weren't for the pair of 7 so's, and even with the pair of 7 so's, I might have even considered doing some type of Chanta with this hand. I'm not sure what you'd think about that. I wouldn't like it as dealer, but
I think I just play efficiently as possible and hope to pair up one of the Yaku highs.
Yeah. The only thing is if you don't, then you're kind of stuck.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why I would consider trying to go for some type of Chanta / Junchan type hand.
I mean,
But it would probably be more like Junchan, because at least that way you'd be able to call for it.
Maybe I wouldn't like calling for Junshan in this case. Maybe I'd rather just throw the button when I find Tenpai and just try to get everyone else to fold if possible.
Yeah, I just don't know about the prospects of actually getting me into Tenpai just by draws alone.
Yeah.
And you're reaching the end of the first row already. Steven's already called the Norths. The rest of the hand still looks a little bit meh. If you look to the right, Harrison does have a Kanchan with a 6/8, but actually could call once and have Sanshoku Tenpai. So like he's almost done.
Yeah. Probably just gonna. That's 4 pairs. Might just end up being a 2-point route, if nothing else.
Oh, Brett now?
But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this is going to be a long road for a Honitsu, so probably.
Yeah, I definitely don't like going back in Shanten like that. Cutting the 4-6.
Well, I mean, if the wall's going to give you those tiles, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's Ishanten, but it's a Kanshan with one already in your hand, and a Penshan with one of those tiles in your hand and a Kanshan.
Now, see, I don't mind this play at all here because he's representing a Sozu Honitsu, which he kind of is. But hopefully, it's slowing everybody down. Although, it doesn't seem like it is actually.
Yeah.
And we do have Tenpai across the way on 8-mon 2-pin, but one of the 2-pins is being caught up in the 1-2-3 there, and they are going to declare the Ricci, now waiting for 3-6-9.
So that's interesting. How do you feel about the call into cutting the East instead of going 9-pin 9-pin?
That seems like a hedge, which I'm not sure you need to worry about at that point. It doesn't matter though, because we got the Epod seal on the San Menchon way, no Uridor, so it's just the sad 4-hon hand, but it's still 5,200 points.
Yeah. You take what you can get. It puts you to second. Right
Harrison
now,
with a great high pie to start here. The heck?
Still 2 Shanten, but straight. Is the game lagging?
Might be.
Yeah. So let's take this chance to like look at the other hands for now. Dave doesn't seem like he has much. Just one filled shape and like a couple of Kanchans, with everything else being floaters. Across the way, we got pretty okay shapes. Just needs to fill out a penchant and find a way to connect one of those floaters. Possible Itsu. Oh, here's the refresh.
Unfortunately, the hand hasn't improved much while we were out.
On the left, that's Ishanten for Tanyao. Oh, here's a Ricci.
Possible Sanshoku here. Otherwise, it's just Ricci only. Middle Manzu, though, not sure about that necessarily. You can kind of see that around the table, where there's one 4-mon left and one 7-mon. So much like you would expect from probably the worst tier Yanmen weight here in 4-7. It's kind of tied up at this point.
Yeah. On the left, we have an
meanwhile has declared Ricci.
Yeah,
waiting
for 3,
for
6, 7-mon.
Yeah.
A much better looking hand, Ricci Tanyao.
But the weights are still are still not great because you're eating up the 3 mons, so you only have one of those left. The 6 mons your best chance, but 3 of those are all 4 of them are being held.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's
the 7.
insane.
Oh, there's the. Okay, well, you
Yeah.
guys get the last one then. Nowhere gets the 2,600 back that they had to pay out for the Oyakabari, so.
All right.
Trying to get those points back.
Another refresh. Oh, let's see. Jay's hand here looks okay. It's Ryeonman, Hanshan, San. Okay, cuts the Penshan.
Boom.
Called the South, and so we'll commit to the Honitsu.
Yeah, learning the table really about what to look out for.
So this is confirmed Mangan now, if they can convert.
Yeah. I believe. Is that Tenpai? Yeah, that would be Tenpai 5-8. Ooh. Got 2 lose 5 pins, but should know that they're dangerous, right? Seeing how the South was called and only 1 Pinzu was dropped. Yeah.
Dong.
Oh, and that deals in. Just 39.
So, yeah, but again, but not really. You know, it's almost like 2 steps
Yeah.
forward and 2 steps back. It's not really helping him a whole lot, though.
Yeah. I mean, you're in the exact same position after the Oyakabari because you won Harrison's Ricci stick and gave it back.
Boom.
Yep.
Dealer hand doesn't look too great.
I mean, you have outs for like Sanchoku, for instance, if you need to do anything there. There's another pair, but I don't think that really is going to mean anything. And that 9-so discard is probably a full commit now to try to get that Sanchoku, I think.
Yeah.
Boom.
And the 8-pin confirms it. Like, you should probably drop 2 4-pin.
Yeah, 2.
What? Wait, what?
Yeah. I don't. Probably just wants to hard commit to some sort of Tanyao, but.
But you already drew the 8-pin that was perfect for the situation here. You could have just dropped 2 4-pin, and you could have called for a Sanshoku, because if you look, your Kamicha has called once, and because you dropped the 9-mon, now they've called twice, and you have to figure you're behind in the hand at this point.
And it's like you actively went back and shunted for that, so it's like. Like, I understand you wanting to call, but there are other ways to call without Tanya or Yakupai. And
this is just not really many people's thought process to call for something like a Chanta, whereas I think for you and me personally, we wouldn't hesitate to think about that at all.
I mean, I do, but not with like a hand like this, and when like my Kamicha is already called for double Yakuhai.
Shimocha, but yeah.
Shimocha, sorry. And that's Tenpai waiting on Dora to 5-so.
And now there's Jesus. I mean, lucky for dealer if they draw the
Wrong.
5, so it's not going to matter. But it looks like that
Yeah,
Damaten Tanya is going to take it.
yeah, just shutting down the potential expensive hands that anyone else might be having.
He's
Oh,
the door again here, and Brett does draw into one, but
yeah,
still needs quite a bit here, and the East won't fit otherwise unless it's a Tonki wait or they just happen to draw another one.
we also see another one in Harrison's hand. So
Oh, that 9-mon's terrible because that would have put you at least at 4 pairs, and then you really could have considered G-Toy in that case.
yeah,
The 7-mon still gives you some hope, but again, you're not going to be able to incorporate that East unless you draw another one, I think, at this point.
yeah. I also don't even feel like Cheetoy aside, I'm not even sure how I feel about that 9-mon cut because your shapes are already difficult to work with enough that you probably want to see your monster shape as a 4-6 Kanshan and a 7-9 Kanshan. Somewhat better acceptance from here. It would be 6 blocks, but probably 7
If you're
actually.
just trying to get whatever you can get, at least
Yeah,
having 6 blocks means that you have a chance of filling one of the 6, right?
yeah.
Uh,
Because it's just so
Dave,
far away.
yeah.
Sorry, you were
Dave
saying?
across the way is actually Ishanten for Cheetoy.
Yeah.
But I personally, I'd want to swap out of my Sozu weights right now because I haven't discarded any Sozu tiles, and you're worried that people might pin you on a Sozu Honitsu, and oh, there's another West. And as a
Yeah.
result, if you end up waiting on the Sozu for Cheetoy, you may not get it.
Yeah. I mean, it's still not too bad right now. There's an 8, so that comes out. Because it's only one Pinzu, and one of out of your 3 Bonzus are just terminals, so it's not like. Although I guess Northwest West can look a little bit funky, but they are they're all Tsumogiris, so I guess it's actually not that bad. Tenpai for Cheetoy. So normally you wouldn't trust Suji to the Ricci tile because it could be from a Ryoncon. But with 8-so drop before 4-so, like what do you think about that? Assuming that was a regular hand. Oh wow, Harrison. Finds an Onko of the East, but would have to resort on a Tonki weight to use all of them. Yeah, it seems like Brett and Harrison are just gonna push. Oh, it's 7-so looks really dangerous. Senses the danger, switches away from it. Well, it seems like my co-commentator Edwin has been disconnected. Oh, there we go. 5-mon.
C.
Sorry about that. My Discord apparently decided to go crash on me.
Happens.
And I see that in the meantime, Harrison managed to get 2 more Dora.
Yeah.
Okay.
Managed to get to Ryokoku, but I'm sure that was really scary for Harrison there. Being essentially on a Tonki weight. Current high pies. Brett looking not too bad. A bunch of floaters, but
Kang.
some filled out shapes, some decent other shapes. Dave immediately starting out with an Oncon of the Hatsu. For Dora 6, Dora 4 no less, excuse me.
Yeah, I think everybody's gonna be like, nope.
That's already Tenpai for South Tumon. Yeah,
And
I
decides to
assume.
go Dama with this, which I don't blame them for.
Yeah.
But with a South weight, I'd almost consider. Well,
Would you reach your like probably trying to find a Sanmenshan upgrade, right? Would you reach on that?
it'd be hard to because you discarded the 7-mon.
Oh yeah. Oh, I didn't see that. That would be Furiton.
Yeah, and you're at the
Each.
end of the first row at this point, and
Each.
yeah, I don't think. Oh, so you might commit now. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't mind the chase, but other ways better. Uh, 1, 2, 3. So 3 out, which means oh, it's Sumo.
Oh. boy.
Yeah. Wow.
We'll
Actually,
see
could have been very scary for everyone on the table of Red
Absolutely.
Sumos. Because that was either an extra Han from the Yakuhai or an extra Han from the Uradora.
Yep. I'm guessing this is probably where some people would just say, go ahead and mash the button because you might scare people off. Because if they're not close or their hand's not valuable enough, they might have just run away. And by staying
Yeah.
Damaten, you just given them a chance to continue with the hand.
I feel like when I play against like an Oncon, like into Dora 4, I would just assume that they might be Dama the entire time.
Because like
it's
it's already relatively expensive enough as it is.
Yeah, it's like Yakuhai Dora 4. All you need is one more Dora from the original Dora to get Hanemon. It's like I don't need to challenge that 90% of the time.
There'll probably be some discussion with that or differing opinions on that, but
Yeah.
probably you could take either side. I don't think you could be considered wrong for it.
Well, regardless, that hand was 1 hand ago. This hand is now. Harrison looking pretty good shapes here. Yeah, just Riichi Pinfu. No Riichi Pinfu
Well,
Dora. No
Rishi
need
Pinfu if you're lucky, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't be that unlucky to draw into 3-pin, but I think you could just cut 1-so in that case, just to for Tanyo.
Would you
But
cut
that
the
would
3-pin early here because you'd want to just confirm the pincher shape, or you just want to hold on to it anyways? Because you already see 1 3-pin discarded. Oh,
I'd hold
that's
on to
awkward.
it.
No, yeah, 1-so discard makes sense. You were saying?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I would
You
just
see, you'd hold on to it.
I would just keep the Ukiyo account because you're not that far below first. Like Riichi Dora Tsumo is already like what is it? Sorry. 1,000 all.
all.
Yeah, sorry, 2000 all.
Yeah.
Like that's already enough to get first. So you don't need to be too greedy for the Pinfu. After
Gee.
all, like I believe Pinfu comes about to only 0.4 of a Han, assuming you find like Fu somewhere else, which would be the Anko of the 3-pin.
Well, Harrison could end up is going headless here at this point.
Gee.
I definitely don't mind to find the Ipeko, but couldn't
Okay,
confirm the
now
time.
now we'll just
Yeah.
now we'll just try to go for the Tanya because of maybe what they see across from them.
Yeah. On the right, I guess that's also Ishan 10 for Tanyao, or sorry, for Ricci, possible Pinfu, possible Ipeko.
Yep.
On the left,
Home.
doesn't look like it's going to be doing too much, just maybe call for Tenpai. And that
Dong.
heals into Steven.
So all here, and unfortunately, it's not looking good for Brett this game. We'll have to try to pick it up in the next games. But as for both Harrison and Dave, the two people who are already at the top, just the rich are getting richer at this point.
Yeah. Brett not really having a fighting hand to be able to salvage his scoreline. But there's always the next 3 games, so
Well, that's another pair. I guess you can if you can hope for Richie Sim and Chitoid or 2 for 12,000.
yeah. Wouldn't be too bad, 2000. Like
Home.
ending this Hanshan at 20,000.
But it's like Brett will just try to limit damage at this point, which I can't blame him for, really.
Yeah.
Gee.
That being said, I'm not really sure how, like, if there would be any value to be had to
Gee.
like even just winning Hatsunomi, or maybe even a Hatsu Koi Koi,
Oh,
or sorry,
Mihaku?
Haku.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, it's only going to help you, what, 4 or 5 points overall?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, even this. Wait.
Home.
So there.
Oh, he's going for Honroko.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was gonna say it's like there might be some chance if he manages to beat Condus, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Harrison though already 10-5 Shaba waiting on Dora and 7-pin. But none of the 7-pins are loose in the hand, so that's probably not going to be coming out anytime soon.
I don't know what it's gonna do if they draw the Dora.
Yeah.
Ishan 10 now for dealer. I think Steven's just trying to stay out of the way here.
Yeah. Which is respectable. You're already first. You can just have someone else win to confirm your position. Harrison would need.
Are the still actually live? Are they really
No, they're
actually
both
live?
dead. They're dead. They've been dead since row 1.
Oh my gosh! Okay,
Yeah.
I was like, what? Why don't I see them? Oh, it's been a long day. So that means that Brett's gonna have to find a pair somewhere.
Yeah.
Like the north doesn't even help because it's already 2 out.
Yeah. So
You'd end up on just a dead weight.
so literally has to find the Hatsu.
How long have you been holding the north?
quite some time. Like, I don't think he relatively recently drew into it.
相撲
Oh, there's a sumo.
Yeah, there's a sumo or a Mongon.
So that ends it with. I think this is the same. This is basically the standing. So Harrison
Yeah.
ends up in first. Dave ends up. Yeah, Dave ends up in second. Oh, sorry, Steven ends up in second. Sorry. So he managed to gain some points. Dave is in third, and then Brett. Once those standings update, will find themselves
Almost next to
below Andrew.
Yanshi. Yeah.
And,
Like 6 points away from dropping below Yanshi.
Yeah. And unfortunately, because there's so much of a difference, or there was already a big gap there. And the standings need to update here because it's still not showing it. If we can get a refresh of the standings. There we go. So Brett basically has to make up the points that they lost this game if they want to avoid being in one of the demotion spots.
Yeah.
Which is actually, compared to the rest of the divisions, that's actually somewhat rare because in my division in B1, I'm sitting at minus 30, and right now the demotion line's like minus 50.
Yeah.
So it's not fun. And but here in B2, there's fairly decent demarcation between the people outside of promotion and those that are in there.
Yeah, everyone else probably really happy with the results. Dave didn't lose too much. Steven now up in the motion spot, and Harrison is currently in first, which was his goal this entire season.
Yep, and it looks like the second game started now. So if we want to switch back over there, Steven is the starting dealer, followed by Brett, and then Dave, and then Harrison.
And Harrison.
Dealer does have Wendora, but not much else, and there's a lot of edge tiles here.
Yeah, could probably go for Upper Sanshoku, but also trying to find somewhat distant but a relatively flexible Itsu on any of these suits.
Yeah, see, for me personally, I mean, you could accuse me of having Chanta on the brain, but with that so few tiles in the middle, I would have considered possibly going for that. Because again, I'm more concerned with keeping my dealership more than anything else at this point. This hand's probably not going to be valuable unless I hold on to the West and make that like my Tonki or something. But
yeah,
other than that, I mean, your hand's still. I mean, great, you fill the 5-pin Kanchan, but
sure. Probably kept that one mon for the Ryoncon.
yeah, I'm not
Oh,
sure.
immediately
They saw
fills
that.
it in anyway, so never mind. I guess I don't know any better.
The thing is
So
that they're pushing for a Tanyao shape again here, and see, this
yeah,
is the thing. This is the thing. It's like when people think about calling, people think the easiest thing to call for is Tanyao. It's not necessarily the case.
yeah, but it's like I think you just are about to go back like 3 Shanten at least, just to be able to call for Tanya. Whereas if you kept like your upper shapes, you could have just call for like upper Sanshoku. Like, yeah, you're getting rewarded for it, but it's like it's just something
It's
you
still
need to
slow.
constantly. Yeah, it's like it's something that you need to keep in mind.
I mean, like we said, this is working out for them, but like nobody else. Well, actually,
This is working out really well for them.
Well, across the way, there's a Tenpai already, so
Yeah, and Dama for Tanya. But
well, there. I mean, dealer did manage to get Tenpai and get their draws too, so I guess.
リーチ
Ooh, yeah, you can reach you here. Discard 3.
yeah, for Simon Chan.
And with the ones dead. Oh no!
Oh.
I was gonna say with the ones all basically dead, and then they.
The commentators first.
Finish the sentence. I didn't even say the tile.
Ooh, already
Oh.
Ishan 10 for Brett. Fuck. Ishan
Well,
10 for.
it's. This feels like an expensive hand at the same time, not right now.
Yeah.
You are this close to having like Richi, Chanta, Sanshoku, Dora, and yet you're far away.
How do you feel about tossing that 8-1? Because I think
thought-
I would have tossed 6 though there.
If
Try
you're
to
gonna
find value.
commit, you toss 6-0.
Yeah.
You don't Richi here, do you? Do you?
Yeah, you can just wait the one turn, right? Or wait. Okay.
1
Yeah, it's still like turn 4. You don't need to press the button when like just one draw basically triples your value. Or
Okay,
quadruples your
maybe now
value.
you call it because you
Yeah,
see
no-
Yoshimocha call twice,
Call
and
twice.
you just want to tell him stop it. Oh, you're gonna have. Oh,
This
I
gets
would
oh,
reach.
that's
Gee.
Tenpai.
Yeah. Would I have reached that knowing that they're basically gonna call that, or I don't know.
You have to press the button here, right? It's too slow now. Like,
I don't like this.
yeah, I
Like-
like to turn 4 Dama, but like not to turn 7 Dama when someone's already called 3 times.
Because your Shimocha is gonna push.
Yeah.
They have very few tiles to bail here, so. And there's your 7.
That was the push.
So now you're down to 3 tiles. We can see here they're down to 1.
Yeah.
I bet you they're gonna reach you here.
Like, please, 9 pins and twice cut already. Oh my
Oh my
god.
gosh. Yeah, I think this is a mistake. This is.
Yeah.
Wrong.
And the 3 pays in. End of hand.
Yeah. It's just 1,000, but Brett could have had so much more.
Brett would have had Ricci, Dora, possible Ura, and
Yeah.
and you keep your dealership more than anything else.
Yeah.
And Korak brings up a good point in the chat. Like I would actually consider this. If you were to sell out completely, you would have actually kept the 1-mon, discarded 6 pin. I actually would have considered discarding 6 pin.
Yeah. Like,
because if you're not going to declare Ricci at that point, then why are you holding on to the 6-8?
like, yeah, you essentially have one garbage tile and one floater. It's you have no choice but to throw out the garbage tile, right? Anyways, Dave already here with like a pretty okay hand.
It's okay, but there's still some.
The 1, 2, 2, 4 like overlaps each other with the 3-so acceptance, but you know, you got 2 really good floaters already.
But the problem is that you're either gonna have to depend on the Kanchan weight again for the 3, or because you have the 9-mon pairs, right? So, like if that's gonna be your pair, then you have to fill in this Kanchan weight, right? So that's why I don't necessarily think it's as ideal as perhaps you might think.
You don't even want the 9-mon as your pair because of the 2 pins. I mean,
now you've drawn a pair of the 1-so, and I would have considered Chitoy at that point.
Yeah, it's G-Toy. Like,
because it's also Dora 2, and if worse comes to worse, you call for Toy Toy Dora 3.
Yeah.
because you have one so, you have two so. Although the one so was a one cut, yeah, one so, two so, 9 mon. Although one of them was one cut, or one of them was cut. But you have projectiles to call for like a Toy Dora 3, 2 or 3.
Look, yeah, I think
And there's another pair.
Oh yeah, I think you should have cut the 4-so instead of the first 9-mon there, because you could still have your Ipeco out. Worst comes to
Probably
worst.
would have
Gee.
the 5-mon based upon what I saw out there. And now they're going to try to push for another Tanya out here.
Yeah.
And which means you're going to have to fill in either the 5-mon or the 5-pin, and you're at the end of row 2. So how many of those middle tiles are being held up in other people's hands?
I don't think that's actually the difficult part. The difficult part is finding like another 2-so or a 2-pin. Or maybe even find another 4-so, I guess, to like help out that shape a little, but the difficulty here will be like closing out the Shaba weight.
That doesn't help you as much as you'd like because you can't actually accept the 9.
Yeah. I mean, it's still technically better than keeping the North around.
1.
Unless you really want that safe tile, which I don't think you do with Dora 2. Harrison's already calling for also for Tanya. It would be Tanya on Norway this time.
Well, now Tenpai waiting for 3-mon if they want it.
Does not want it. Probably didn't see the Tenpai?
I don't know.
Probably just trying to fold against everyone. Like, maybe slight push for K10.
I mean, do you take it here? I mean, does he just want the 2, 4, 5 weight or something?
I think he thinks that lower Sozu looks really dangerous. Because aside from like the 1-sos, it's like no one has discarded any lower Sozu. I guess there's a 2-so over there.
3, 3. So you have at least a small wall there. I don't know. I wouldn't have been too hung up on it though. Is I guess my point. But it doesn't matter. I mean, they do end up Tenpai here, and without Dora, getting 3,000 points is just as good.
Yeah. Surprised Dave didn't take a Tenpai there. Probably scared of dealing in to what Harrison's been calling. Probably didn't see the reason to fight. Harrison's okay starting. No, actually. Yeah, I guess it's not that great.
Not bad.
Hold up pair,
Like
couple
you at
floaters.
least have 2 Yakuhai that you could use here. If you somehow
Yeah.
manage to draw another, and then you could start calling.
1.
If you
Seize the Itsu here, I guess.
If they pin you, even if they just incorrectly guess that you're on a Honitsu, like
you're still screwed.
It's going to be hard unless you just bank on the fact that nobody's going to care and just discard tiles anyways. Then I guess you could try to go for the Itsu this way, but this is a pretty hard force. I mean, you
especially because
the
it's
only,
like
the only other option is to go for the Honitsu, but then you're just confirming what everybody else is thinking anyways.
Yeah. Like, especially because it's a Ryanman shape, you don't need to force it that hard.
And think about it this way, right? If you think you're going to scare somebody because Honitsu couldn't incorporate the Hatsu Dora, if you're somebody like Brett, you don't care. You have 2 Dora of your own.
That being said,
and so it makes it less likely that Harrison's holding those.
Yeah. Brett's already.
Or if he is, it's like a Tonki, right? So. But it looks like this will be the attack Harrison takes. Brett's got to call that.
Yeah.
I don't mind the 8-1 drop. That's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't know the 9s are tied up to your Kamicha, but. And there's your Tenpai.
Yeah, Tenpai across the way, waiting on 5-8.
I don't mind this. I mean, yeah, you could have waited for 6-pin 9 mon, but because you do see that
You see
what
that hit the
3
dealer or
yeah.
that's coming out soon.
Well, if they're gonna push, right?
Uh,
How much is Harrison gonna push against a guaranteed mon gun here? The 8-pin might be the last thing to discard. Because like there's 2 tunes already out, so you could possibly toss that sooner. Oh no,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
the reason why I would say tossing the tune out first is because if you kept the tune, then you're expecting to have, unless you just think you're going to toss that as your last tile, a pair of east, a pair of tune, and the tunes are dead, which means you're waiting on the east. And I'm not sure I would necessarily do that. I would toss the tune out and then hold the 8 mon, because it'd be to me it'd be less likely that the person with the mon gun would be waiting for it. I mean, they might if they're trying to trick you, but I would probably feel more comfortable discarding that one instead.
Yeah.
So south round now.
This is a hand that I wouldn't mind calling Tanya for.
But what would you call first? You'd have to call the 6-7-8 Sozu, right?
I don't mind going Atazuke if it means filling in the 2-4 so. But yeah, it's gonna be a little bit awkward to call. I mean, as I said, I wouldn't mind it. It's just you're gonna need to find a way to do so. I mean, I guess this is technically 6 blocks, so you could cut your 7-8 if you do end up wanting to call.
It's not that you don't want to, but it would be like if you want, the first thing you'd want to call would be the 6-0, right? Because then you guarantee you. Well, you don't guarantee completely, but you at least avoid having the issues with the 9-cell down the line.
Oh, did we miss a Doko attempt by Dave last round?
I don't know. Did we?
I don't know. I think we were so focused on Harry.
It's this hand.
Oh, this hand?
Yeah. Pair of three,
shit, yeah.
Pairs of all the 3s.
Yeah. Doko Toy Toy.
Dora 3 if they got it, but unfortunately, Steven now has the pair of 3 pins, so that's going to look less likely here.
Boom.
I mean, yeah, but you wouldn't even complain if you just go Toy Toy Dora 3.
Yeah. Oh, is that too so a good draw? I guess it's not bad.
Yeah. It helps out that shape a little bit.
Yeah, it's not great either because you already had your pair technically in the 3s, and it's going to be hard to improve on that because you've already discarded the 5-pin. Yeah, chat says that too. Because you discarded the 5-pin, you can't shift the weight anymore. The only way you could really shift it is to draw a 2-pin safely.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's unfortunately not as good as you would have liked back then. And maybe that could have been something where when they had the 5-pin, they could have just discarded the 4 and the 2, or at least discarded the 4 maybe, and then they paired up the 2 later. Then they could have dropped the 7-8 so, for instance, and then guaranteed their Tanya, right?
Yeah.
So Dave Ishan 10 for possible Toy Toy Door 2, Door 3.
Dealer also Ishan 10, but not that great of weights.
Yeah, and will commit to having the 3-pin as their pair, so that two so basically became extraneous again.
Probably just straight up fold. I'm guessing.
Yes?
I don't know what that two so does. I believe that's Tenpai for Harrison winning on the Simon Chan.
I don't mind the Dama here, again, just because you're late in the hand, you have no Dora, you don't know what the heck your Kamicha has.
リーチ
But
Okay,
with the
just reaching.
con makes it easier to hit the button.
Yeah. Just,
チー
alright. I guess it's really too late
Oh
to
no!
like.
Oh no!
Oh,
Oh no! Brett pushes for their Tenpai, and luckily no Erador, so it's just a
yeah.
2000.
Such a risky push. Like, yeah, the Condora is.
But here's the thing, right? You talked about that. You talked about that. You talked about an aggressive push here, but wasn't willing to reach the 6-8.
Yeah.
The 7-pin weight, right?
Yeah, it's very flippy floppy, so to speak.
I wonder if there's just a lot of, well, oh gosh, I should have just done that back then, right?
Yeah.
And there's certainly a lot of, I mean, Mahjong is a game of a lot of regret, but you know, what I learned,
Yeah.
especially from attending the crash course in Japan, is that there's never a concrete answer. Somebody at the course tried to keep on asking them, well, what do you do in this situation? What's the answer here? And the answer they always got back is it depends. And
Yeah.
so the way I interpret it is that yeah, the situation can dictate that you do a certain thing a certain way, but or the book says to do a certain thing a certain way, but the situation might dictate something else. And it's knowing those exceptions is what helps you to become a better player. Because if you play by the, I mean, if you're really good at playing by the book, I mean, sure, that can definitely get you a long ways, and certainly some of our players in A1 can do that.
Yeah. First row Ricci by Harrison. I'm waiting on 5-8. For just Ricci,
Just
no.
Ricci only.
Yeah.
You do see one Dora discarded by Brett early, and nothing anywhere else.
So yeah.
So,
I feel like if you're other players, you might assume this is like some sort of Shabo, or maybe even have an uncle already.
yeah, and you don't really have much
Or-
information to go on here. The only information that you have right now is
チー
the only possible information that you have is probably Sozu are safe, like all Sozu at this point. Maybe low Sozu not as much, but
Yeah.
スモ
Just Sumo. Yeah.
no. But another 3,000 puts them closer to 30,000, and we're in South 3, and there's not that big of a gap between first and last place here.
Yeah, just like a Mangan Sumo will get you pretty far right now. Maybe not first to.
No, Mangan Sumo by like Mangan Sumo by Steven would
Harrison.
put them in first.
By Steven? Huh. Maybe my
Yeah, because 32.6, Oyakabari makes them 29.4, and then Brett would be at 32.3. So you'd be ahead by 300 points if you Mangan Sumo'd.
Oh, huh. Yeah, I can't do math.
So yeah, Mangan it's basically within Mangan range, which means it's pretty close.
Yeah.
Now
Speaking
here,
It's
I
Dora
guess
acceptance.
the eight mon, yeah, the historic acceptance plus you. Oh, the only thing I worry, this is where this might just be an it depends thing, is that like you do gain some extra acceptance by getting the 8 mon because you can get the 9 or the 6 or the 1. So I guess it's still the better regardless. Yeah.
Yeah. The only real problem, which is not even that much of a problem, is if you draw the Dora, it doesn't move your Shanten.
チー
Yeah, I'm gonna lock it in here. I don't mind that.
This is
And
Tenpai
Harrison-
waiting for 4-7 pin already.
Yeah.
If Harrison can somehow shift his run, his current
Reach.
melds a bit, There could be a Sanchoku in the works, but
Yeah.
Brett hitting the button here, declaring Ricci.
Wait, is that not 567 Sanchoku
Who?
for Harrison?
Oh, oh, they called the 567. Oh God, I missed that. I'm like, I don't see the 5.6. I don't see the 5.6.7 Manzu anywhere. Where are you talking? Oh, they
Wrong.
Yeah.
And there goes the 8. So,
yeah, senses danger on the 6 pin, but a win's a win. Doesn't have to be too expensive. You're already ahead of Brett. You're above starting, and you're just a Han away from first.
I guess the question you probably would have had to ask is, did you mind Brett's Ricci just waiting for the Forza for, I believe it was Yakuhai Ipeiko. I don't know if they had Dora. Because it's a Forza away for the Ipeiko. That's the thing.
Unfortunately, I don't remember the board state. I don't think you needed to force a Ricci when you already have like 2 Yakus.
And you were in the lead.
Yeah, like in the lead. Now it's like you're gonna need to be a lot more force.
Chi.
And worse yet, you risk running into last now.
I mean, I guess you could call for Sanchoku here, but do you even want it? Do you even want to call for Sanchoku?
You talking about Brett here?
Yeah, I'm talking about Brett. Like, I guess it puts you above starting.
The reason why you might want to rush it is just because you want to end it before somebody else you get surprised by something, and you do end up in last place. You'll just take your, because if you win a hand, you're at over 30, right? So at least you're positive. Yeah.
But it's like,
although it's basically 0, but
in terms of overall standings, it's like I want to be getting a little bit more greedy than that, but
I don't know how it's going to be hard to with this hand. I think. I mean, the only thing you could possibly do is get an Itsu out of it, right?
I guess this is
and at that point it'd be Itsu Dora, right?
Yeah.
And because it's going to be so hard to work on that, you have 2 other people now who are basically trying to push this along. And if you're Brett, maybe what you hope is that Harrison wins some minor hand here that's like Tanya Dora, 1,000 all, and then hopefully you get something better on the dealer repeat.
Yeah.
Thankfully for Brett, Dave isn't Tenpai yet, but they're close. Although their weight would end up being a Kanchan, looks like. What do you think Brett kicking back that tube on there?
Really wants to lock in the Sanchoku. I don't see any other way to do so.
Well, I don't mind it either, but I mean, you could have been trying to find your pair elsewhere otherwise. Oh, and this is now really worst case for Brett because last place is declared Ricci.
Yeah.
Both Harrison and Dave don't care if this game ends right now because they're already ahead.
Yeah, it's like,
so they could easily just go no 10, they could easily just go both no 10 and the game's over. Which means Brett has to find Tenpai if they want to at least get a positive third out of this.
Yeah, like Harrison wouldn't mind a 330 sumo, so can just fold out.
Dave didn't want to mess with dropping 3-6 Mon here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, luckily for Brett, possibly that they're only that.
Oh, that might
they're down
out.
to.
Nope.
Oh,
no Tenpai, but
Yeah.
Still
and
positive
so,
for Harrison.
So basically, what we expected happened. The two people above 30 were just like, we don't need to do anything. We're already at first and third in the standing. So,
Yeah.
Harrison and Dave get small positives. Brett unfortunately takes a small negative, which actually brings them below Yuanchi at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And then Steven gets the last place, which will bump them out of the 5th spot for now, with some games to play. So definitely some work to do still for Brett in the last 2 games, but still not impossible. But I think we'll
Yeah.
have to possibly adjust their
I
play a bit here. I think if they want to,
yeah, I think
if they
like
really want to get out of
two
demotion
positive
range.
30s, like 2 positive 30s will get him back out of demotion.
Yeah.
But trying to
So
find
it looks like
Jim
the
Buff.
A2 table has just started a couple minutes ago here. Oh wait, we're looking for the A1 table. Wait, what table were we looking at here? Yeah, the A2 table just started a couple minutes ago, so I think we're going to switch over to that. It's between Joe, Huang, Kaz, and Matthias. Technically, 3 of them are a part of our club. Joe, unfortunately, can't really attend our in-person meetups, and Kaz is unfortunately, it doesn't match Kaz's schedule either. But the one time Kaz did make it to our club, he had said he had not played in 10 years, then proceeds to get a 10-ho, and then we haven't seen him since. So yeah.
Yeah,
Anyways,
he just said our club's flow is too scrubby. Joe's starting off with like a pretty interesting hand.
I
An
mean,
Anko, 3
don't
pairs.
you just start thinking about possible Suonko here?
I mean, you could just. It's not that hard to hedge, right? Like even just cheap toys, it's not that hard to hedge, and you could still like
I know.
you could still very much find like a regular hand somewhere in the mid.
That's true. Oh,
Yeah.
we had a jump here, and looks like they did try to find a regular hand now.
Already Ishan 10. I would actually really like to see Ishan 10 too. Really fun acceptance for both like the Ishan 10 and then your entry to Tenpai.
Matthias's hand is weird. Did pair up the 5-pin, decides to Karagiri the 5.
Causes hand. I don't think too interesting. It seems okay. Just has a couple of awkward shapes to fill out first.
As the usual saying goes, needs some work.
Yeah. Huang. 2 Ankos, 2 pairs. Also Ishan 10. If you find the 3-pin and
Peach.
reach, or if you find just like if you find 3-pin reach sumo, or just find it third Anko, that's San Anko.
Problem is, Matthias is holding 2 of those 3s and now is declared Ricci waiting on the 3 and the Dora. I can't imagine anybody dropping Dora, so
Yeah.
it's now down to the 3-pin, which now Joe is holding one of.
I mean, you can still sumo the Dora. It's still one live.
Oh yeah. And we are getting further into the wall at this point, so
Yeah.
yeah, Joe not even wanting to bother with a 9-mon there either.
Ooh.
Yeah,
There was
Huang
one
decides
hand.
to push, which is not which is kind of MO for him in terms of being a
Yeah.
little bit more on the aggressive side.
It kind of was double one chance, but the one chance doesn't matter if it's Shabo.
Yeah, and we were getting close to being late in the hand, so and they weren't Tenpai yet, right? They were still a bit.
Ishan 10.
They were Ishan
Yeah,
10? Okay.
Or
Boom.
maybe 2 Shan 10.
Yeah, if they're Ishan 10, I guess I wouldn't have minded. If they're Ryanshan 10, considering where they are, we were in the hand, might have been somewhere where caution is a best form of. Oh, I can't remember what they were saying, but probably would have been exercising a bit more caution there.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going Autozuke for at least the Yakuhai with one Dora. Maybe the Forso doesn't help, but could have tried to go for some type of Chanta to go along with that.
Yeah. If I find a path towards Shanta Honitsu, I wouldn't even mind dropping Dora. Like you pair
Well,
up the
you're
East.
you're kind of getting there.
Yeah, like just pair up the East, it's fine.
Yeah, you pair up the East, it's a no-brainer. You get the 8-mon, not so much. You might just take the Tenpai.
I mean, it would be a Yakulus Tenpai.
Oh, right. We still don't have that yet. Yeah.
Hey, you know, Honitsu Itsu, not that bad of an idea either.
No, but I would wonder how much Joe would be wanting to accommodate. In which then maybe you just draw it yourself.
Yeah. No Hatsu's out on the board yet, though, so probably gonna be waiting a little while before it comes out. Oh, alright. I got Ishan 10, possible 3-sided weight if you fill in the 7 pin. Matthias's hand looks pretty fun.
Boom.
Well, they're Ishan
Ishan.
10 as well.
Yeah, Ishan
They would
10.
just have to break up their Onko at this point if they got if they like say drew the 5 so. But then it's a Simon Enchan weight, and you're like, that doesn't bother me.
Yeah. Would possibly even win on Dora.
Joe also is Ishan 10.
Is
Would
that
love to
10?
fill in the Ryan Conway of the 468.
Damas.
Is there a point to Dama 10 here? Is it just because you don't see the door? Because it's not like as if you're gonna. It's gonna be hard to get like a Sancho credit. You already discarded the 8-1, so.
Yeah.
Are they just worried about the Honitsu that dealer's representing? Because it's
1.
not in the Dora suit, so it'd just be Yakuhai Honitsu, probably. Which still would be
what I'm
58,
guessing.
but.
相撲
There's
Oh,
a
that's
sumo.
Sumo. Yeah. Sumo Tanya, 500, 1,000. Not bad.
So now to Kaz's dealership. Just Itsu? I guess.
I mean, if you find a
Maybe.
6 mod, maybe call for Doko. Just me.
Oh gosh.
It's a little too far away. You just want a normal hand. Like you already have some pretty good shapes.
Although I guess you're not going Itsu with those draws at this rate.
I mean, you can still go Itsu. You're 1, 2 or 4 mon away.
Well, I mean, you were that way 2 turns ago, but now you've developed Ramen weight on the Sozu. Matthias has just drawn an Anko of 2 mon. He is sitting. Actually,
Still Ishan.
No, it's
Yeah.
Ishanten, yeah.
Pretty good weights.
Beach.
Rishi? Hit the button?
Waiting
Yeah.
for. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Huang just
mean,
pulling out.
you
So-
could try to find a better way, but like, eh.
Yeah,
There's
Kaz
one of
just
the. I didn't notice this. What's Joe doing over there?
Oh, how many did he start with? A lot of those were Tadashi's, so
Huh?
that's like 3 Shanten away. And they still look pretty live.
I. That's another pair. But they are committing with that 7-pin drop, so.
I mean, it's another save tile. Oh my god.
Pin.
Oh my god, that's no, not Tenpai yet, not Tenpai yet. Winning on South 1 mon.
No, Souths are dead.
Oh, Souths are dead.
I think Joe realizes this now, but probably would have wanted to have held on to the north.
Yeah,
Because then they could at least call if they wanted to. Because they probably have safe tiles for days.
yeah, because you had
I
like
mean,
a
they have
bunch
safe
of
tiles for days now, but there's no conversion into an actual hand here.
yeah. Like I wouldn't mind the Honroto out, Toy.
I think that's what they might have been trying. That's probably what they were. That's what they should have hedged. But
Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't have been able to call any of those anyways, or like any of the Yaku highs. So you would eventually draw a 4-pin and I guess fold from there.
during some weird circumstance, it looks like this will go to Ryukoku with Matthias being the one Tenpai here.
Yeah.
I mean, Huang could still get Tenpai in this case. Wait, did that happen? No. No, that would have been Tenpai if they wanted to. I think. But just won't bother in this case.
Yeah. I think if you're in Kaz's position, you should have called for to move Haite.
Yeah.
Because you have confirmed safe tile.
Yeah.
Matthias starting high pie, not too great just yet, but the possibility of Sanshoku Chanto's there.
It's just, I mean, it's really just call and go, and if you're lucky, you can get that.
Yeah.
Trying to look around here. I guess Joe's hand is probably the next closest here.
Yeah, just gonna call for Yakuhai Nomi.
Wait, Joe could have called that 7. Oh no, he had the 2-3. I guess. Yeah, it's not quite ideal. Although you could have just discarded 2-3, but then you'd be end up with a 6-8 Pinzu 8, which I guess he didn't want. Because that 7 Mon would have really filled in one of the Conchons that Joe had. I guess so. If you draw it yourself.
Just Dama.
Looking for an upgrade. I mean, I guess there's possible Sun Menchan rates here, right? Actually, no. You have to draw the 2 for that.
Yeah,
you couldn't draw the 7 for that.
I mean, I guess there's the other side of it. Oh, possibly looking for Itsu. Didn't see the Sozu shape at first.
I guess.
I think you just cheat this for the headless
Chi.
Tenpai. Yeah.
リーチ
Well, time. There's with the
with
second
the
call
call.
there, Joe just decides, okay, you're getting closer, so I have to install some fear in you.
Mhm. Mhm.
But with Matthias looking for Yakuhai Door 2 for 58, I don't imagine him really bailing. You know?
Yeah, it looks like they're all locked up in hand, so
Well, it's locked up anyways for Matthias, but as for Joe, they still have 1/8 set left.
I mean, 1 versus 0, the 1 almost always wins, assuming it doesn't go to Ryokoku. I mean, you never know, someone might just randomly drop Dora. This clicks too bad.
I think they have to be really desperate to do that.
And yeah, point situation, not that desperate. I think there was a chance of an interesting switch there.
There's no value though. Like at that point, like you're discarding Dora, which I mean, obviously, which could
Ooh.
let's say, oh, there's the actual last 8.
ロン
Yeah. I guess the switch wouldn't have mattered, would have come out regardless. The thing is, he's swapping out Dora, like maybe a chance at. Actually, was Naito still alive? I don't. No, actually,
It
I
was
don't
one
think
because
so.
it was
Yeah.
discarded the turn afterwards, right afterwards.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The only issue is that you basically have just eliminated all value in the hand, and you're dropping Dora to do it. Which, even though it looks relatively safe to the Ricci, I mean, it looks almost
Could
safe,
be,
almost
yeah.
completely safe to the Ricci. Like you're still risking that on a where there's just none out. Like I don't, there's
Yeah.
not, it's not worth it. You'd rather just hold on to that Dora and hope to win on that, and do what basically happened there, which was deal into the Ricci for 1300. Yeah, Joe's hand not looking too hot right now.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to look
Yeah.
at the rest of the table, and maybe Huang has the next best hand, but it's even
Yeah,
there, it's just Ricci only.
I do like Huang's hand just in terms of like speed though. It doesn't look that bad.
No, but I mean, I guess around the table, there's just no value right now,
Yeah.
except for the Dora that both Matthias and Kaz are holding.
Yeah, neither of them being paired up right now.
So really, it's just whoever can fill in their weights faster and just hit the button. Joe got that 5-pin Kanchan weight,
Boom.
which certainly helps. Kaz cloning the 7 looks like they're now going for the Honitsu. Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely don't mind that
Huang
out.
should oblige Shirichi 345.
チ
Joe, what I might do and just be like, I don't. Maybe you're not
Each.
Tenpai yet. I'll just get rid of these 9s while I can. Huang finding their Tenpai, waiting for just the 3-mon.
Hmm.
There's 1 left in the wall. I imagine Kaz will will still continue to push unless they get something they don't really like at all.
Yeah, I mean,
But Honitsu Dora 2 from Ongan, I'm not sure you're gonna stop. Yeah,
that's
there you go.
Yeah. Might as well just take it. It's your push for first.
And considering
Maybe
one
have
door has
to.
been dropped already, like
Yeah, looks pretty good. Joe just
I was thinking like, is the 7-1 safe? Like, there's 2, 3
that's
5s.
Joe's not going to come out with ties his hand anytime soon.
No, because you're worried about it on both ends between
Yeah,
Kaz and Huang.
Kaz possibly shifting to Chanta here. Oh wait,
No,
no, that's
they're already playing the
Chanta's
sevens.
so called. Yeah,
Joe could find themselves at Chitoi Tenpai somehow, but won't.
it is Ishan 10, but no
Yeah, but
draws.
they're out of draws now. That's why I said they were basically had to wait till the last draw there.
Yeah.
So, as probably expected,
Mm-hmm.
Ghost of Yukoku. And South 2, and again, we're in a situation here where it's, I mean, Huang's a bit of a ways back, but again,
I mean,
Mangan Sumo here puts them. Actually, Mangan Sumo will put them in first because they're dealer.
wouldn't be that hard with this Chinitsu hand.
Or
I mean, I guess now it's Ishan 10 for Richi Chito. Tenpai for Richi Chitoi.
Richi Tanyao Chitoi.
No Tanyao. Yeah, but
Oh, you
actually,
can have Tanyao if you don't pair up the Hatsu. And besides, the
okay.
Hatsu's none cut, right?
Yeah.
So you're waiting on a tile that hasn't been cut yet, and a dragon, an honor no less. So I wouldn't do that unless I had to. So if I end up being on a Tanyao Chitoi, I'd take that.
Actually, if I was Huang, I'd be eyeballing Rian Keiko right now. Rian Keiko Tanyao.
I mean, they decided to Karagiri the 4,
Yeet.
so it looks like they're going to commit to that. They are going to commit to the Hatsu wave.
Yeah.
Hey, there was a Nakasuchi there with a 3-6. I guess maybe he thought that people wouldn't buy that.
Yeah, but at the same time, with Tsumogiri Richi, are people even
Well,
going
they
to buy
noticed the
Hatsu?
Sumogiri Richi, right?
Yeah, assuming like everyone at the table paid attention to the Tsumogiri. Like,
Again, the thing is, though, is that Hatsu is none cut. Like,
it's like two.
and your discards right now might make people worried about like some type of Honitsu, and if they're worried about a Honitsu, then the Hatsu certainly falls into that category.
Yeah.
Wait, that would have been 2 Anko at that point with the 5-3. Oh, they could have been Suanko Tenpai if they kept the 4 pin, the 3 pin, and the 5-mon.
I should have Dama for a little longer.
Well, they shouldn't have discarded the 4 pin to start. They should have discarded the Hatsu. And even if you want to go for the Chitoi, there's your sumo right there. Richi Sumo, Tanya Chitoi.
Ooh, does this come out? No.
No, I think even with the 5 and 3 mon weight, I would imagine people just would not want to have that. Would want to throw out Monzu. I mean, Joe's declared Ricci, and they're waiting on 5-8 mon. So that's the reason why they could declare that Ricci is because at least they're waiting on Monzu, right?
That would have been a Suanko win
Oh my
with the
gosh.
7-pin. I mean, you never know what like.
You never know either, but you could have at least hedged it for that one turn, and then you could have, and then
Oh,
for me personally, if I do one of these Chitoi hands, and I see that I could have gotten like either I could have sumoed my Chitoi earlier because I picked the other one, and or that I could have done something like that where I could have gone into like Suanko there. That once I see that happen and I've missed those opportunities, and somebody else declares Ricci, I've lost. Like that to me, that's a sign that I'm not winning this hand. I'm actually going to deal in, and this is just going to be sad.
pretty good Hanwha cause. Yeah, already Ishan 10.
It's easily Chan 10. Like the fact that you can at least have your Tanya here is fine. Get your Tanya door one hand. I don't mind keeping the form on because if you do draw around it, you could pitch 7-8 or 6-8. I mean,
Yeah.
Or if you really wanted to get greedy, I guess you could pitch 7-8 even. But now yeah. I don't mind this. Like you do lose out on some acceptance there, but you're just basically saying I'm going to try to accept.
I mean,
I'm going to have that.
Yeah, I guess it's like just the one form mod that's left on the wall, so doesn't matter too much.
I mean, the other option is the reason why you might hedge is just because you might draw like the 8-6 or 8 or something like that, and then you could flip it around a bit, but like that.
Yeah.
I guess the only other thing about that is that there would be a Sanshoku chance at that point.
Oh, it's quite a bit far. You would need to refine your pair.
Well, if you had kept the form on and had discarded the then you'd be there.
That's such a long way to climb down.
Yeah, you just discard 8 on, you're fine.
Yeah.
And now you can call for Tanya Door 2 for 58.
Mm-hmm. You just Dama this, right? If you find your Tenpai by yourself.
I let's see. Based upon what I look out there, if it's a 4-7 pin weight, I probably would Dama. If it's my 3-6 mon weight, there might be a chance I reach you that.
So, I think with that 5-mon draw, I think you should have cut 9-pin. Because you could have just pulled that 7-so for Tenpai now.
That's true.
Chi.
Well, now there's your Tenpai.
Yeah.
It's a 4-7 pin weight, which 4-7's always is never good to wait for. But at least it's a 2-sided weight.
It's also
meanwhile Joe's declared Tenpai waiting for 4-7 so, of which
it's Nakasuji. You push that.
The 7-so is no, they're all held. Joe has no outs. You might get the 7 pin to come out from. Well, actually, no. Matthias has enough safe tiles. Don't have to worry about possibly discarding the 7 pin.
How long has Huang been Dama for?
Probably since that 7-so discard. Didn't notice that myself.
They're all Tsumagiris, huh?
Yeah, I would assume.
Oh yeah,
So
thanks for
Kaz
agreeing with
keeping
me. Bro.
dealership, still within easy reach of Joe. Starting hand, not this meh. Matthias will look to try to get over 30 with the hand that he has.
Yeah. Well, this hand isn't too bad. It's like a completed shape, a Rionman, or 2 Rionmans and a pair, and just 2 floaters.
Well, now. It's a little
3
bit worse
floaters.
off earlier.
On the left, we have some fun Yakuhai times.
You mean the right?
Or yeah, on the right. I don't know my left and right, sorry.
Now we're talking about Chitoi Honitsu. I mean, technically, you just want to call that because then that could be quadruple Yakuhai Honitsu. That sounds so weird to say. Quadruple Yakuhai.
Oh yeah, there comes one.
Honitsu Dora 2? Well, actually, no, you wouldn't have Dora anymore because you have all your other melds. So, yeah, okay.
No,
so, quadruple Yakuhai, Honitsu, Toy Toy.
there is a very real possibility. Oh, okay, never mind. But I was gonna say there was a real possibility that there was also Hormoto in the works.
I think if you're anybody else now, you're thinking, oh, insert
yeah,
expletive here.
Hatsus can never come out now.
And Matthias doesn't even have one. Oh, there's your
Oh wait,
Lucci.
they're 4 cut. They're 4 cut. Never mind. Doesn't matter.
There's the pawn. There's a Tenpai. Oh, baby. 8 pins are dead. There's one south left. Like Kaz isn't discarding the 8 pin, so it's basically down to the south.
Yeah. So.
And then 7, 8 mon. There
There's
are 2
4,
7 mon, 2
yeah,
8 mon,
2 2, so it's 4. 1v4.
1v4.
Chi.
Yeah, Kaz is gonna chi this.
Ooh.
Oh, there's the 7.
Wrong.
Oh.
No, obviously, it's not like you're gonna bail or anything, right?
No, obviously not. But
bad.
it feels bad.
Because again, that south would have done it. It was like, so quadruple Yakuhai, Toy Toy, Honitsu.
That's
Wait,
a Paimon.
Yeah. Still sounds weird to say quadruple Yakuhai. I don't think I've ever seen that. All right, all last here. Joe's probably in a comfortable first, barring a comeback by Matthias. So Matthias will probably just look at least right now to either continue dealership or get above 30. And this hand looks like as if it might just be something you'd want to continue dealership with. Kaz does not have necessarily a comeback hand, but maybe if they can toss an Adora here somewhere, could, if they directly hit Joe.
I mean, you
Difference
could just
is
go
55, 59. 59 to be 3,000, so you would have to find another Han somewhere.
I mean, just a couple of draws later, you could just find like yourself looking at Honitsu Toy Toy double Yakuhai.
Except that you've drawn the 2 mon, and it's like, yeah, Kaz passing that up, which I think is fine.
Yeah,
it's perfectly fine. Because this might be their best chance to overtake, except for it's going to be a Honitsu at the end, and how willing is Joe to push into that? Maybe Joe won't even need to push into that if they keep on drawing Pinzu.
Yeah, like I was about to say, you don't need to really have Joe deal into you, because Mongon singles enough.
Yeah. Oh, right, because they have the double height now.
Yeah. And that's a call for Tenpai for cause.
7
Waiting on the 7 pin.
Yeah. Not too hard to upgrade.
Not
Three
too
left
hard, but probably a little
Gee.
bit on the uncomfortable side.
Yeah.
And there's Tenpai for
Especially
Joe.
With 2 calls from Joe. Ooh. If Cause fills out the 6-7 pin before Tenpai, like that's a possible double run.
Do you discard? Wait, south. There's one south left. So Kaz is going to discard the 1-3. Or,
Yeah.
well, you discard the 1 first because you can always just call like the 2-5, 2-4-5, and then although the 2 would deal in at this point. Juan is not going to deal the 2, I don't think.
Cons?
Juan is not
Yuchi?
definitely not dealing in the 2 at this point.
Oh,
Holy! That's got to be a chi, right?
Yeah, you cheat that for Tenpai, right?
You chi discard 4. Like, unless you're really worried about going
Chi.
under 30, but
Ooh.
wait, don't discard the 3. Okay, there you go.
Okay, yeah.
Like, you don't need the extra
Sumo.
south.
Oh,
never
just
mind.
Sumo.
Just
Just
Sumo. Joe! My God. My gosh. This is what Joe's. I mean, like, Joe is barely leading the standings, but this is what Joe's done the entire season. Like, his entire way up into A1. Oh my gosh. So Joe takes the first of the 28.4, extends the lead at first place. Chaz slowly is getting closer to being positive. Matthias takes a slight negative, but is still above the demotion range. And Huang will take a bit of a hit here. Still has still 1 game left to play at this point, isn't it? So, yeah. I think it's 1 game left to play, right? Or is it 2? So we're still a little early for the A1 matchup. That's supposed to be at 7 o'clock.
Yeah,
So
like
what we'll probably
15 minutes.
do is at least maybe catch a little bit of the A2 matchup here while we're waiting. Still 15 minutes out. And then possibly switch over. So Joe is our starting dealer, followed by Matthias, Kaz, and then Huang. Joe is sitting with Adora, pair of West. Could just make this a nice little pinfu, possibly Dora 1. Looking around the rest of the table, yeah. I am underwhelmed.
Yeah. To say the
Also,
least.
I think we might be frozen here.
Yeah. Seems like it.
There we go.
Oh,
there we go.
Yeah, it doesn't look like too many draws are happening. Oh,
So
Joe.
Joe dropped the East and then drew another one.
Yeah.
But the hand looks slightly better, so it's not as bad of a issue.
I feel
as
like
it could
this
have
is at
been.
the same spot as before it
Really?
froze. Yeah, it's more or less at the same spot. Replace Tumon with the Tuso.
For some reason, that felt better.
No. Everywhere else also actually
Well,
on
now
the
it's
left.
looking better.
Yeah, it looks a little bit better.
Possible Ipeko chances.
Mm-hmm. Huang though, looking like trying to find some sort of Sanshoku at the top there. As for cause, Just build in a nice Rion man. Probably gonna
Yeah,
be
too
on
bad for
an
Huang right
Penchon.
now that the pair that they have is in the 7-8 is the 2-9s right now.
Yeah. Really? This card's...
You
how's this
could
card...
go for something conventional here. We'll drop the 3-pin for now.
So across the way, Cos just discarded a 7 from 6, 7, 8. How do you feel about that?
You mean the 6-7-7-8?
Yeah, 6, 7, 7, 8.
I mean,
Would
if
you
the
go back in
end,
Shanten to fix to find something else other than a Penchon?
I guess the thinking is that if you're gonna wait on a pair, you might as well, if you're gonna end up having a pair wait, you might as well have it be like a 1-2 so versus that bulging 7-mon.
I mean, that wouldn't be a pair weight, right? Like that's just 2-1, like a Penchon. And now this would have been
What
10-5.
I'm saying is, if you
Yeet.
filled in the am I not
Hmm.
reading this right?
I
It may not be.
think you're misreading this.
Yeah, I think I thought I saw. I think I might have seen something Pega chance, and now he sees a 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, and I was like, oh, that's not right.
Yeah, no, that was an Arion. Given the rest of the hand, that had to be viewed as an Arion with a tile in between.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. Man. Kaz will wait for the Sanzo though.
Praise Sanso. Hey, it worked out for Joe last round. That
Maybe
being
like
said,
Brett and make it some story about the
Yeet.
Sanzo or something. Because like other people can believe in it, I don't.
interesting Ricci waiting on 7-10.
Sumo.
He's not sumo, so what the fuck? What do I know, you know? Ooh.
Oh, okay. 12, 6-3. Guess it worked. It's not Thursday. This isn't just Sumo Thursday. It's still 2 days out from that. All right. So Matthias with the early lead here at East 2 has a hand that will easily accommodate having another dealership.
Mm-hmm.
Joe can call for the East. Not much else, but yeah, it would just be Yakuhai only. Kaz has got their own Yakuhai.
Across the way, nothing too interesting. That's 3 pairs, so maybe we can find another.
That depends. I mean, there's still technically stuff to work around.
Yeah.
Like the 8-1 certainly helps there in that case.
Yeah, I guess this is 2 Shanten for Matthias? Yeah, 2 Shanten.
Yeah.
For both a regular hand and a G-Toy.
Continuing to draw Sozu, but did discard the 9 earlier, so...
Yeah. Really wanted that 9 back, but... I think you just take whatever Tenpai you get at this point, right? You cheat us?
I mean, you could end up on a Ryamen Tenpai, but then your Hatsu's end up being your pair.
Chi.
So we'll push for the Honitsu now.
Kan.
Ooh,
That was
Con!
a con.
Ooh.
Home.
Yeah, Matthias is just like, no. And is that a... That doesn't help.
It does help Joe and
Huang is
possibly
now
Cog.
Ishanten?
What is that?
Well, waiting for like a 3-mon 3-so or a West.
Home.
Oh, that's Tenpai winning on Dora and Hatsu.
So Dora Hatsu for Kaz, 2-mon, 2-pin for Matthias.
And 2-pin, 5-pin for Show.
相撲
Oh my, there's
That's
the sumo.
Sumo.
Matthias, wrong day! Alright, another 500 all keeps dealership. This is a great hand to start with.
Yeah. Can easily call, can easily just find better shapes.
Joe once again has Yakuhai.
Mm-hmm.
Has, I mean, there's several ways you could go with that hand. I guess you're probably now looking closer to a Honitsu, maybe. If that, especially since you discarded the 1-mon, probably a Sanchoku is out of the question. So I would imagine this would end up being a Honitsu. And Kaz's hand has the Yakuhai. I guess the 8-so helps in theory, but
I mean, you can find 2, 3, 4 Sanchoku now.
no, for Huang, sure.
For Huang, yeah.
I'm not sure if it'll be fast enough. We'll see what happens with Joe's hand. Matthias is
Ishan-ten.
Oh, yeah, Ishan-ten at this point. We'll have 2 Kanchan weights though, so not ideal.
I mean, if you pair up the 3 or the 8, you just shift over to Ryanman, Sanmen-shan weight.
Yeah, it's a bit of a backfire there with the 4-pin discard drawing the Dora, but that's still Kanchan weight, even if you are incorporating Dora. Do you? Would you have discarded something like 3-so, 8-so there instead? Once you got the second 6-mon,
I think.
Does that make it any more efficient?
I think for Ukiyo count, like that's technically better, but I was thinking like you still want to try for Tanya a little bit more.
I don't know. You're getting later in the hand though, right?
Yeah.
Home.
Oh hey, Korak actually agrees with me for once.
3, 8.
Usually
So,
I have
yeah.
bad ideas.
Yeah, I definitely don't hate it. I'm just like trying to gauge how much I like it.
地
It'll be 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, right?
Yeah.
So the only
Yeah.
thing you would really be sad would be getting the 1-mon, right? So,
Yeah, I cut that more to think about it. That's an awful Kanchan to have. Where your 2 Kanchans can technically make a Ryanman, but it's technically cutting one of your blocks if you look at it like that.
yeah.
Kaz already Tenpai for Yakuhai Dora.
Probably will switch out of that 3-mon weight once they find something better.
Would you wait on 2-pin?
Ew. I mean, it's Dora, but I mean, okay, you draw that 4-mon there. I mean, there's somebody out there would probably be like, you know what, I'm going to discard 3-pin, 1-pin. I don't think I would, but there's probably somebody out there that would think that because yeah, Toratonki baby, and I have a Ryanman shape to boot.
I'd Hanagataki this. Put the fear in them.
I just discarded 5-pin, 3-pin, 1-pin. Why? I'm not waiting on the Dora, honest.
What? Trust the Suji when you're on the Hanagataki. Come on, guys. Everyone else, pretty okay, I guess. Huang's hand.
Well, has 2 Dora, so
Yeah,
I'm sure once they find Tenpai, they're just gonna hit the button.
Just hit the button. Oh, Huang's also just Ishan 10. Possible final way being Sanmin Chan.
Would be Furry 10 though.
Oh yeah, that would be. I mean, it's a Sanmin Chan. Just hit the button and pray. It's already been.
Well,
Ooh.
yeah, maybe a
Ooh,
Sanmen shot.
this
Oh,
is-
okay, that.
He answered my question. God bless cause.
Except that this will never finish now. Okay,
Ooh.
oh no, it's Furry 10!
No, it's Furry 10. It's Furry 10. You can't take that.
Obviously, Kaz doesn't know that the 2 pins are dead and that this hand is now dead. Which means now Matthias has all the time in the world that they can somehow get to Tenpai.
I mean, you're just a chi away right here. Well, I think I would have at least cheated that for Mukoku.
Yeah, you're getting in third row. If you're gonna go for a K10, then Tenpai, this would be a time to start thinking about it.
Like, it's technically already late third row. One of your turns been skipped and 2 of your tiles has been taken away.
Oh yeah, yeah. And you're just pairing everything up, which is of no use to you.
Wait, would you have switched to the 4-pin there? 4-pin way. Oh, Tenpai, Damas.
You should have. You should have switched to the 4-pin weight. There's no reason not to.
Like, I understand the greed, but it's like, it's already
the only
58.
reason why you wouldn't is if you just thought you'd magically get the another Dora somehow.
Yeah, it's like, it's already late. Definitely no one's calling the door or tossing the Dora.
So this hand, so that hand dies.
Yeah.
Everybody else is Tenpai except for Joe.
Ooh. Yep, that's standard cut. So.
Yeah, Kaz again with the quicker hand out of this, although there's still some things to be shaken out here. 5-pin helps a lot.
Yep.
So now this hand plays itself. If you can, it's just as long as you get the Haku.
Yeah.
Boom.
Like I can imagine Huang calling that and pushing. So you're sitting Ishan 10 at this point.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. That helps a lot. Some possibility of Sanshoku here, but it's a little bit far.
Yeah, I don't know if it'd be Sanshoku. Like,
Chi.
if I somehow drew the 6-pin, or if I drew the 4-mon or 6-pin, then maybe I'd consider it. And then you could even drop Haku at that point, right?
I mean, when you
Try to
just
get
drop west
Pinfu.
first or north first.
No, because if you want Pinfu,
Oh,
right?
for Pinfu. Yeah, I guess. Now there's talks of Cheat Toy. Never mind.
No.
Yeah.
I would consider it if my other tiles weren't all in the middle, but at this point, it's moving around a lot. And with Matthias with Huang already calling twice, I mean, is it worth it? Not really. So
Yeah.
1,600 points goes across the way. Well, that 7-pin draw is a nice starting draw.
Mm-hmm.
Boom.
On the right, we got Yakuhai pair. Across, Matthias already called to off win for Honitsu. Pretty Ishan 10 for that, actually.
Boom.
Honitsu Dora, yeah. Just
Okay.
random.
Yeah, it looks like the A1 game has started. So maybe what we'll do here is, after we finish the East round here, we'll go ahead and switch over to the A1 game.
Yeah.
Especially if Matthias can convert whatever he has over there.
Wouldn't be too hard.
Boom.
That's a call.
Yep. Tonki weight on 8 pin. Easily shiftable.
No, you discard the 8. Make it like, oh, this isn't a Honitsu. No, not at all. It's just Toy Toy or something. You're seeing things.
Ooh, yeah. Would have to cut a little too much to get that Rionman.
Problem is, he took a long time to think about that. Like, he just at that point, you just need to discard that, make it look like, try to make it look like it's not
Yeah.
a Honitsu.
Boom.
Kaz deciding to skip Matthias' turn there. Ishan 10 for Toy Toy. Tenpai for Toy
And that's
Toy.
Tenpai. Oh, let's see here.
I think if you're either Huang or Joe, you try to find out what Kaz has and deal into that. I think if you want to cut down Matthias's hand, that might be the way to do it. Oh well, there's Tenpai.
Yeah, that's a reach.
Each.
Yeah, Matthias just needs to switch out right now.
He doesn't know the 8-pin or something now just stuck across the table. That's why
Yeah,
you should have
it's true,
just
he doesn't.
discarded the 8 and waited on the West.
Oh, now he switches, right? He switches 100%.
I mean, wouldn't you?
Ooh.
Phil sticks with the 8-pin. Probably just too worried because of the 7-pin Ricci, right? That it could have come from a 6-6-7 shape or something, or 6-7-7 shape, and is just waiting for 5-8.
Yeah.
Figures. No reason to change my weight unnecessarily. Although
That
like
was
I said, we
Dora.
all know that it would have been better had they done that.
I'm just saying that because it's like you could have been waiting for Dora 3, right?
Right, but the thing is that sometimes just changing your weight for a better one when somebody's declared, especially when somebody's declared Ricci afterwards, at least for me, sometimes when that situation comes up, it's like, you know what, the weight isn't great, but for some reason, if I feel like switching out and I have to discard that tile, that could be what they're looking for. At least the situation that you're in right now is safe.
That is true, I guess.
But I mean, for Dora 3, that might have been worth pushing the 8-pin into. It's really just a judgment call.
Yeah. Decent hand for Huang here. On the right, though, look at Joe's hand.
Nothing yet. I mean,
nothing yet, but I mean,
you only have one Anko of the West, and everything else is just singletons. So,
yeah, just keep
like,
an eye out.
if I had a couple of Toitsus of some of those, then sure, I might actually be like, oh my god, that's a hand.
That's still Dora 2 currently right now. Like, keep an eye out.
With no confirmed Yaku at this point, unless you're going for Toy Toys, still worth nothing. Unless you get to Ricci, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, what about Chi-Toy?
Oh. No, hold on. We can still call for Toy Toy. That being said, I think you cut 9, right? You cut 9. Or you
Depends on what your goal is. I mean, if you are going to go for a Toy Toy / Chi-Toy, then I don't mind the 8-so discard. Let's see, it was either that or an East or a Chun. The East was one cut at that point. The Chun was no cut. I might actually discard the Chun then, because it was no cut.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Joe's committing to the Chi-Toy now.
Yeah, being influenced by our presence. I see. I guess that's Tenpai on the left for cause for
Sanshoku Nomi.
Yeah. Just open Sanshoku. Just trying to find something.
Boom.
And there it is.
Yep.
All right. So Kaz gets the 1,300 points back, puts a small dent there, and now that we're in South, let's go ahead and switch out here. Head over to the A1 matchup. It'll probably be a little bit in progress right now, but we probably wouldn't have missed too much.
Ugh. Alright, immediately looking at high fives across the way, we already have an Ankh of the West. Any other hands? Don't look. I guess Crow's hand looks pretty close, but not too impressive in terms of value. Korak's hand looks okay. Dora, maybe fix some shapes in the upper Sozu side.
Sorry, just had to go get some water. We haven't really had much of a break since we started.
All good, all good.
Chi.
Ooh, gonna call for Tanyao.
So we have. Who is that?
Who's dealer right now?
Oh, I believe that's Oliver. So Oliver.
Oliver, Arthur, Claire.
Yeah, and Kathy.
Chi.
So let's get this.
Already
fixed here.
Tenpai for Arthur. For Tanyao Dora. Lost away. Well, the hand was interesting at first. It doesn't seem like it has really progressed much since the hi-fi. It just hasn't found a chance to call yet. Does not take a 2-pin.
Reach.
And Kathy reaches for 2-mon wait.
Yep, waiting for the Dora.
Yeah,
Still 2 live, actually.
yeah.
I would imagine Claire would shift out here.
Yeah. But like,
Although, could you discard Haku Haku?
Sumo.
Okay. Well, it doesn't matter. This is not Thursday! Thursday's over there! Thursday's Claire!
Yeah, Thursday's across the way.
Home.
Anyway.
Instant pawn from Oliver.
Yep, double Yakuhai.
Oh.
Mm,
Possible
not
Sancho,
much.
actually.
Yeah, well, it's gonna be worth the same, right?
Yeah.
Either Yakuhai Sanchoku or double Yakuhai,
But
so.
I assume from this position, you just lock in the Chun as your pair, like, because...
For now. I mean, if you pair with something else, then maybe. But.
Yeah.
I think Oliver's got quite a bit of time here, because... Never mind. Correct, just drew their Kanchan Forso. So, maybe there's less time.
Yeah.
And there's you can go for Tanya if they want it.
Mm-hmm.
His hand's still a bit of a ways away. Claire getting closer, but hopefully not doesn't exactly.
Helps.
Help really, like you can't go for Tanya with that hand, for instance, because you're stuck with that 9-so. We'll go back to the Ryokan weight 135.
Yeah. I mean, if you fill up the Ryokan first,
Each.
that's still like Pinfu.
Art
Correct.
reaches
Instantly press-
Tenpai, waits for the 7-pin, and as usual, gets the hammer out, hits the button. Kathy
that's
could
pretty
have just broken the possible Ipatsu chances with putting the Chun, but decides to play it on the safe side and just say that those are my safe tiles.
Yeah. I mean, at that point, it would only be E-Pots if it's a sumo, right?
Yeah. Still, a chance is better than no chance.
Ooh.
Yeah, that the shapes are starting to get a little bit unwieldy for Kathy, but it's still workable. You might have regretted not discarding the 7 as opposed to the 6, although the 7 wasn't necessarily safe, so...
Yeah. I mean, I think if you're Kathy, you don't really need to mess around too much. Just hold. If you can get to Tenpai without dealing in and having safe tiles, you just take it.
That is a 4.
Yep. Just a 1,000 for Oliver, but...
East 3, player is dealer. Not terrible.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd call it great, but...
Decides to go headless there.
Pon.
I guess it's not entirely headless if you want.
No, you have
that
the 6.
knockdown.
You have the 6 mon, but...
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Kathy's called the East, so I'm looking at just a Yakuhai, but we'll move the dealership along. Now can incorporate the Dora if they want it. This card's 4/6.
Yeah, hedging towards the Honitsu route here.
No, not just that, but I mean you can have Yaman weights at this point.
Yeah. Doesn't take a chi.
Personally, I would have actually taken the Chi and then discarded 3/4 because I don't want people. Well, actually, no, because you would have already blown the Honitsu out of the water, so you wouldn't have to worry about getting people
リーチ
off of that thought.
Yeah.
Claire does find their Tenpai. It's on the 8-mon that we were kind of like on. Would you consider discarding like 9-mon, 6-mon?
9
To wait for the, like, say, the 3-pin Dora? Or 6-pin Dora? Having the 3/6 weight instead?
No, I don't think so. Have everyone forced to respect the dealer Ricci. No need to mess around. That being said, Kathy just... Ooh.
ロン
pushes
I
it,
mean,
yeah.
okay, Claire does get it, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess
feel
the only
like-
thing is, the only thing was is that I wasn't sure if people would just throw Monzu into that. At least I would figure you'd be a little bit more hesitant, and I guess to that extent, Kathy was a little hesitant about discarding that 8-mon, but still ended up doing it anyway. So, right call by Claire, thinking that people wouldn't necessarily mind it, even if it looked like it was a Honitsu or some sort.
I mean, the way I look at it is that, like, I haven't played at the A1 table yet, obviously, but, like, I assume at, like, around this level of play, people would the real value from Duel Ichi is the Ryokoku payments. It's not actually winning the hand itself. And if someone wants to push, then they're pushing against Duel Ichi, which you're somewhat okay with. Because it's just another drawing pool for you.
Oh, that's a nice 7-pin for player.
Yeah, I guess that is Ishan 10.
I mean, you're kind of a little bit sad that you dropped the 1-pin earlier. What the heck?
Ooh.
I mean, this is not really great because you could end up on an 8-pin, 9-pin weight of all things. Actually, no, it would be it wouldn't be 8-pin, it'd be 2, 5, 8, 9, right? No.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
this isn't extended in Totsu. Yeah, you're right. 2, 5, 8,
Yeah.
9.
Speaking
That's
of that.
Tenpai.
Yeah, but
Gee.
I'm guessing, yeah, Claire's not taking this and may even push further.
1
Although maybe not anymore. Wait, if you recheat on the 9, if you decided you wanted to do that, then it's then it would just be a 7-9.
Yeah, it's just 7, 9.
Yeah.
So that's the Dama for now. See what happens, I guess.
Well, I guess it's just not. Well, wait a minute. All the door are visible, so maybe it's just because you want to call and make this 12,000.
Gee.
I guess there's our answer.
Yeah. So for Tenpai, you're looking at 4-pin, 5-pin, 6-pin, 7-pin. That's a lot of red.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
They all belong
you're
in your
you're eating
hand.
up your own weights.
Oh, that being said, like,
One 9-pin left.
Gee.
Korak's weights are looking worse and worse and worse.
One 9-pin left. One 8-pin left.
Ooh. You can't throw that at your Kathy,
And
right?
no 5-pin left. No, the 9-pin's over there now. So really, it's just down to the. Wait, so Claire's down to the last 8-pin? Oh, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
It's a 1500 Shinitsu Tenpai, which unfortunately did not end up looking as good as you'd like. Oh my gosh. I wonder if that's the case that you don't chi the 2.
No, because you still have like 7 months strangling about.
Yeah.
Not a bad hand for Claire this time around, though.
Home.
Yeah.
Right for Kathy.
Easy thing would just be to get a Yakuhai here, but the Easts are being held, and you have to draw another tune. Oh, that 5-pin helps.
Yeah.
Claire's hand's looking better and better. I mean, at this point, you're just gonna drop one 2-pin, which is safe.
Actually, there's like a possible chance of Sanshoku. And the 1, 2, 3. No, I think you just dropped the 1, 2.
But I would just, I right now, I just worry about taking my Tenpai.
Yeah. I guess with a call on the board, just take whatever you can get.
Especially since the call is of the 4-pin, of which is part of one of your weights.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this still isn't ideal because better.
That helps a lot actually. This confirms your ability to call.
地
Now Kathy's called again, but they're still not Tenpai yet.
Yeah. Ooh.
That's awkward.
Yeah.
You just toss it back.
Double Dora across the way for Chitoy Dora 2.
Not even. Probably looking for a better weight, I would hope.
Yeah.
With 2 calls, I can understand not keeping the Anko there, or maybe doing a Toy Toy Rush. Like you're already Tenpai. It is Chitoy,
Yeah.
but
Ooh.
but I don't know if I do the 4-mon weight though. Although they haven't really gotten tiles that would have improved that. 7-pin would be Furry 10.
Korak's stuck in Ishan till hell currently though.
Yeah, not calling that good.
All
Wait.
right.
Oh, the 9-so was 2 cut. I might still discard the 4-mon
Beach.
in lieu of the 9-so.
Ooh.
And that 3 is going to deal in.
Yeah,
Boom.
that's the E-Pot's turn.
And the Ura makes it 12. Yep.
Ooh.
Didn't need 2, but got it anyways.
Would have been a fun time if it was 3.
Eh. And then we're going to see no more Ura-san posted in the chat. So, Claire continuing the dealership, 44,000.
Wait.
9,600 above second.
Oh.
Huh?
Looking out for the Honitsu, okay. No, I was just questioning the 9-pin pair. Because that was your pair, right? If you want to
I
call
mean,
this pair.
yeah, but you can always find your pair elsewhere. Plus, you have the 2 Formon, so technically
Yeah.
that's your pair. So you're not concerned.
I really don't like the Adrian, but that's just me. Well, I guess you found your pair.
I'd be annoyed at this point because I already discarded the 2 9-pins. Like I wouldn't really think of Chitoy here. If I drew another pair, I'd be.
This is why you can't have the 2 cheat toy masters from Seattle commentating.
I had to walk away.
Oh, that's Dora. Okay.
I mean, you already screwed the whole Chitoy. The Chitoy ship has sailed. Like,
Yeah.
at least I got half of my sentence in before they paired up again. Ah.
Home.
Yeah, just call and go.
Yeah, you're starting row 2. Might as well just take it.
I'm not sure if I like discarding the 6-mon, because now it looks like you're Honitsu.
That's true.
But at the same time...
and here's the problem, right? You probably would have actually, if that was the case, you probably would have wanted to drop the 7 because you already see 2 9-sos out, and unless you're in the thinking that somebody's just going to drop another 9-so for you to call, then you would keep the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. Although, I guess you draw it yourself.
Yes.
Although I guess there might have been some furry 10 issues along the way if we kept the 6. I don't know. Yeah, there might have been. So I guess that probably because you dropped the 2. Either way, it's Tenpai waiting for 2-5.
Yeah.
1 2-so left. 1 5-so left.
Like technically the same spot, just 2 turns later.
Beach.
There's a Ricci looking for 5-8 pin.
Yeah, 3 are safe. Just
3-so safe keeps you Tenpai.
Chi.
7 mons are dead though, and yeah, if you didn't like the 4 so, you probably weren't gonna like the 7 so either.
I mean, I don't mind just folding out here. You're pretty
first.
decently, yeah, but like quite a wide margin. Like almost
There's no reason
10,000
here.
up. Yeah. Oh, look at the pairs.
Yeah.
Although I guess technically speaking, some of those wouldn't have come out without.
Yeah. So Kathy with a chance now to try to make up some points after dealing into that 12,000. The hand actually looks not too bad. If I ended up on the 1 so 9 mon weight, I wouldn't complain.
There's also a possible Itsu that I'm looking forward for. That being said, with 2 calls,
never mind. It's over. And it's a Mongon?
Yeah.
We didn't even talk about his hand at all. It was just over, right?
No, we just like by the time I already looked over, there was 2 calls, and Claire immediately dealt it.
Okie dokie.
Well,
so unfortunately for Claire, that gives up the lead. Korak now takes the lead as we head into the south round.
Slightly more unfortunate for Kathy. That was her dealer round. Although I guess the hand wasn't that great from what I remember.
Yeah. It's still your dealership, but like you were going to struggle there a bit.
Yeah, you can't be too happy about that.
Korak close to having another hand that's just hit button. Oh jeez. Oh jeez.
Come.
There's like a son uncle there somewhere.
I mean,
it's just waiting to happen.
Okay. 3 so's live. 5 pin, 1
dead.
live. Was it dead?
5 pin's dead.
Oh, so they're both across. Okay.
Yeah.
And then 4 mon live. That's going to be the only hang up then, is that you're going to need to get the 4 mon and the 3 so, and they're not exactly they're somewhat central tiles.
That being said, Korak did choose the correct round in terms of live tiles for the pair.
We'll just go for the Toy Toy now.
Ooh. You can't pass that. Yeah, bails out. Decides to find a shift to Kanyao. Although this will slow down the hand quite a bit, unfortunately.
Better to slow it down than to deal in.
True. Yeah.
Yeah, again, if he didn't like the 4, you probably wouldn't like the 7.
Yeah. If you're Korak, you look at that and you see Kathy pushing 2 Dora Sumogiri. You assume something's up, right?
You mean you assume they're Tenpai. It's just what are they Tenpai on? Like Korra could have at least hedged toward the east to start, and then maybe gone with the 3 so because if they really wanted to go for it, but just no point. Especially when you're dealing with somebody who's in last in this situation. So I don't think Claire would even. I mean, you can discard 8 would be fine, right? There's a wall. I mean, unless you think it's a shovel weight.
I think 9-1 should be fine from Korak. A
Yeah, I
pin
was
just
looking at Claire.
confirmed fine though, so
Yeah.
that's gonna come out.
Home.
Pawn
I guess
doesn't. That gives high. Oh no, that prevents Kathy from getting a draw because of the con. Yep. That works. That's perfect.
Yep.
And Claire manages to find Tenpai.
Mhm.
South 2, Korak with the Yakuhai. Double
Double
Yakuhai. Yeah,
Yakuza.
this is just call and go, as he
Yeah.
would say. Can anybody match him? Kathy's got a possible Ipeiko chance.
Claire might be looking for Honitsu.
Home.
Would be on the slow side though.
The card. And Oliver has the Yakuhai and not much else.
Yeah.
Home.
That hand for Kathy is getting slightly better. You could enter. Okay, we'll just take the quick Ishanten route then.
Yeah.
I thought you could. Well, okay, with 2 calls, you probably have to take the quicker route because you don't necessarily have the ability to wait for Tanya or maybe get another Dora, yada yada. Okay. Ishanten now for Oliver. Korak now leaning into the Honitsu.
I mean, it's also possible that if you're Korak's position, you're thinking that like
Chi.
that's also Honitsu to the left, right?
Possibly. But if that's the case, like it would I would be a little bit more worried because that means you wouldn't be getting tiles from that person, right?
Yeah.
Unless it's overflow. And if you're not Tenpai, then their overflow means you're in trouble.
That is true.
That 5-8 Mon wait for Oliver now. Korak now Tenpai waiting for the 8 Mon, so 8 Mon is a double run if anybody decides to go and discard it, but
Sumo.
oh, never mind,
Ooh,
there's a sumo on the
sumo.
5.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think Kathy was throwing it out.
Which should be throwing that out if you're already suspecting Honitsu, then it's like
Look, it's next to Dora, only too.
I mean, unless Kathy had a valuable hand and was trying to come back with points, then sure.
Yeah.
But
unfortunately,
outside
that
of
hand was
that,
not valuable.
yeah.
Claire looking probably for a Tanya type hand here. If I could call for Tanya, I would call it, but pretty good shapes in general. On the right, Kathy going for some sort of Ipeiko. Ishanten for it.
It's not an Isha-10 I'd like, but I'll take it.
Yeah. Hedges away from the Ipeiko.
I don't need another pair right now.
Yeah, it seems like no one's hand is really moving along too much.
The thing is, Claire can still make this a Tanyao and discard 8-9 pin.
There's your Ipeiko.
Yeah, it's headless, but that can easily be remedied. Well, not easily.
I
Like
mean,
you couldn't
if you
draw a 4-mon.
You could draw 2. You could draw 2. You could draw 5. You could draw 4. You could draw 1.
You can't draw 4 before E10.
G.
Oh, never mind. No, it went. I don't know. Wait, what? Hold on.
What?
My brain's not working right now.
Yeah, if you draw
Never
4,
mind,
you
it's-
reach on 5 4.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm thinking. Anyways, four-star Tonki.
I don't know how I feel about that call. I guess you compensate a little bit.
It's Dora 2. I mean,
Yeah.
and plus it gets to your dealership, so
hmm
plus you're getting near the end of the
Each.
second row, so but you're not happy about seeing that Ricci. Especially since now you can't really shift out of the Forso. So you're just kind of stuck.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay.
Oh, it does decide to get out of the Forso.
Pushes Forso.
I mean, if I could make that read if I'm sitting in Kathy's seat and I was able to make that read, then I'd do it. I just
I just would not be able to make that read. Yeah.
Wrong.
Okay, yeah.
oh, the forfeit does
Unfortunately-
come out in the end.
Yeah. Switches out.
No worries, but that still hurts.
Yeah.
Because it is all last, it is your dealership, but you've kind of you've given away a little bit more points here. And this high pie is, can I buy a Yakuhai for 200, Alex? Because I do not sure how this hand is going to finish otherwise.
Yeah.
I mean,
Honestly,
if you're lucky,
not-
you get Honitsu, but
I'm not even sure how I feel about like keeping the one so around. I guess it's for to be able to call for Sanshoku. But do you even really want to like think about Sanshoku?
okay. So thankfully for Kathy, they've just been drawing tiles that have seemed to have worked together. So
yeah,
Yakuhai is not necessary, but you still have to finish. You still have to draw around that 5. That's not the. That's something at least. At least you get to. At least you can get to
Gee.
Econ 10. I mean, you'd love to draw the 4, so a 4mon and just get your round in way, but you'll probably just take anything you can get.
yeah. Tenpai already across the way from
Wait,
Korak.
Korak is Otazuke for the West. This could be game. This could be game over.
And the West are completely live right now.
Yeah, where are they?
Reach.
That's
Reach.
Tenpai. You're gonna take it because you don't have a choice.
Mm-hmm.
So 1 4-pin versus 4mon.
Versus the 2 West.
This is the 2 West. Korak's
Sense of
out.
danger. Yeah.
Correctly, Korak is out.
Oh.
Yeah,
I mean,
drew
it was
this, but
correct.
he's gonna look- oh my god, there's a sumo. But yeah, Korak's gonna look back at that. It's like, yeah, I made the right call.
Yeah. It does feel bad in the moment, but trust us, Korak.
So
Good play.
that 7,800 still means that they're still a bit of ways away, but another 7,800 and
Home.
that puts you in second. So
Yeah, you just need an okay sumo here. Like,
I mean, realistically, you'll just take your Yakuhai at this point and then continue
Yeah.
again.
Home.
Yep, don't mind the headless because you could easily be on the 2-5. There's your
That's
Tenpai.
5.
Now you're just waiting for the 7. And since it looks like a Honitsu, then the 7 actually might come out.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're not waiting on Pinzu. You don't have to wait on Pinzu.
Ooh. Bit of a push there from Claire.
I think if I were to switch to a Honitsu, it would just make my life harder for Kathy.
Yeah. Like, there's always next hand. You're going back too far. Ooh, would you take this Ryuchi of your Claire? Nope.
Is it? Yeah, it's not really enough for anything, is it?
Yeah, you need
It
to
would
put
get
some
you into
throw.
second.
And even then, I don't think you
Ryuchi.
really want to reach
In
above.
Claire's position, you just can't take that though.
Yeah.
You need more. You need a first. So yeah, that's fine.
つも
Although the super.
Yeah, Ipatsumo. Probably.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah. Yeah, just wait one turn so you can get the E-Pots. That's what Claire wanted.
So Claire takes first. Still a ways to go to try to get out of demotion zone, but that certainly helps. And there's still 3 games in hand. So they'll be playing one more.
Yeah,
And we, as
certainly
I think,
taking a break right now.
as noted, we are approaching our 3,000th game of the league.
Ooh. Spicy. So yeah, it seems like that table's taking a break right now.
No, they've just started, so they'll be on in a couple of minutes here.
Okay.
Yeah, Claire's not that far. Claire's not that far away because, again, looking at the standings, you know, there is noted that it does show 6 demotion spots, but as was mentioned before, there are 2 people in A1 that are going on a hiatus, so it is pretty much likely that that extra demotion slot that we were going to put in because we were at 21 people is going to go away. So if you're in Nathaniel's position, you are safe for now, but now you see Claire and she's coming up in your rearview mirror and you're already in the clubhouse, so and on a non-Mahjong related note, Japan just won the WBC. They saved Otani to be a closer. Should be on another minute or 2, probably. Yeah, actually should be coming right now. Ish. Alright, there we go. So, game number 2 of this key set here in A1. Kathy is our first dealer, followed by Oliver, then Arthur, and then Claire. And as my CTO has mentioned in the chat, we have now hit our 3,000th game. It's happened in the B1 division, where Andrew, is it B1? No, B2. B2, where Andrew takes the win at a 34.8. So congratulations, you are the 3,000th game. I don't have confetti or anything. Oh, it's game number 3,000. Oh, right, because we've had the playoffs
Gee.
stuff like that.
Yeah. Or I'm back.
Still, it's game number 3,000. Anywho, Korak has gone off and decided to call the 789, looking for the Otozuke with the Hatsu, which actually is still on the wall. Kathy has the Dora, but the rest of the hand looks Tanyao, so I'm not sure how that's going to fit. Oliver has a lot of mixed match between like pairs and Ryama and stuff. And Claire just managed to fill in one of her melds. Now sitting Ishan 10. But not really much value to be had right now, so really if Korra can get the Yakuhai or if somebody else can just hit the button, it's probably the best thing that they can do here. Except that nobody's really drawing their tiles that they need.
リーチ
Alright, there's a 6-pin. So Kathy will now wait for the 4-7.
Men
Oh.
4-7's wait, but you don't it's unfortunately since it's central, you get a little worried about being able to actually convert on that.
Still pretty live on the wall though.
Yeah. Oliver though, Tenpai for 2-5 pin, although you see 3 of them out on the field already.
Yeah.
Is there a
Ooh,
con?
con?
There's a con.
Grabs a Dora for her hand. And I guess this is where
actually makes Korak's hand a lot more expensive now because now you're looking at Yakuhai Dora 2. Although they're not Tenpai yet, so not much of a danger yet.
Actually folded
there's a 9-mon, although it'd be for no Yaku, so it'd be fine to drop.
Yeah.
But my guess is that with Kathy not showing any Monzu, that Oliver was keeping was like the nope.
ズモ
Although there's a 4. There's a Sumo.
Yeah.
Sumo, Tanya Dora, that's a Mongon.
Wow.
No error, so it just stays at 4,000 all.
Okay, hand for Kathy. Already
not that bad.
Already
would love to fill in the 1-3 shade.
Yeah.
Filling in the 3-5 is still not bad either. Okay, now you have a decent path to Tanya here. Although you have Kanchan weight, so not the best, but at least it's guaranteed. Korak has double Yakuhai across the way, but not much else. And Oliver has 2 Dora. And is Ishan 10 could actually end up on a Shanpon way if they wanted to. Although it would be on 4-mon Dora, and that's not exactly great. I guess maybe you're looking for 7-pin, then wait for 3-6-mon.
Each.
Now you're just gonna go for the 7-pin. Darn it, wrong one. But you're gonna hit the button anyways.
Yeah. Just get everyone out. No one else sees the Dora, so.
Chi.
Correction, Ishan 10. The 8-mon doesn't really help.
No, but 7-mon Suji, so it does help in that sense that you get 2 save files.
7-mon's Genbutsu, because that was.
Oh yeah, Genbutsu, sorry.
But I would imagine like there's still the issue of the 6 pin to discard.
Yeah.
And no, long Suchi doesn't exist.
Yeah, Korak
Sumo.
not really. Oh, Sumo. Yeah, I was about to say Korak. Not really looking forward to dropping the 6 pin because it is Suji to Dodora.
Yep. That's a 4,000. That's a Vongan hand though, so Oliver gets some of their points back, puts them into second place. Will does have the Yakuhai, so could make this quick. Could also have a 4-5-6 Shanshoku along the way. Korak is gonna go for the Honitsu. Already called the Tuso. Claire's hand isn't too bad, but needs some improvements. The 3-so certainly helps. But Korak's Honitsu is becoming more and more of a thing.
Yeah, especially with the Yakuhai now paired up. You just call whatever and then for Tenpai.
Yeah, the only problem might be if somebody draws the Haku, they might just kind of be like, I don't see it. And we're already past end of first row? Okay.
Ooh,
Lots
that's a choice.
Mongon.
Doesn't
Huh?
take it.
Oh, these are dead. These are dead.
Oh, okay. Star, we're blind. You know how it is.
We're just say that we're trying to multitask looking at everybody's hands, and it takes us a minute to realize these things. But now we do have the confirmed Honitsu on the right now.
Yeah.
The Haku will make it 3,900. All could no wait, there's no pair. I was gonna say they could switch, discard a Hatsu, but I guess with the Honitsu to your right, you wouldn't necessarily feel comfortable discarding the Hatsu either.
Yeah.
Oh, but they go for it now because that actually puts them Ishan 10.
Ishan 10 plus Tanyao.
Chi.
They can call
Chi.
that. Yep.
Yep.
That was the hardest one to get. And now your weight's in the suit that the Honitsu's in, so you feel a little bit more comfortable with that.
Chi.
I'm not sure how I feel about that call because if you want to fight, you're gonna have to drop the safe tile.
Oh, the
now,
Night Cell's now fine. You got bailed out there.
Yeah, you got.
Oh, there's
that
a
deal
4,
did.
which actually doesn't deal into the Honitsu. It's like, Roan, wait. That's not you. It's not who I thought it was from. Okay. That's not as bad. Here's your points.
Yeah.
All the dealer repeat. There's a few Kanchan weights that's unappealing. And you just filled in the one non-Kanchan weight, so you're kind of like, eh.
Yeah.
I think at this point, like, I guess you could wait for Sanzo, but maybe if you're lucky enough, you could somehow possibly get like a 4-mon and then try for an Itsu.
Yeah.
Because then you could have Richi Itsu Dora for a Mangan, 12,000.
Possibly.
So you'd still be waiting on the 3-so? At least there's more value.
Yeah. Although it's not.
Torque has the Anko of Norse, which doesn't really help. Can't accept the Dora. Actually, sitting Yanshan 10 is not terrible.
Yeah.
It's just that you have the 8-9, 7-9 weights, and that's what kind of makes it a little awkward.
Like, obviously you can't call, but an Anko is an Anko. You just take the completed meld.
Yeah. Yeah, for Korak, they probably just hope that they can fill in one of those two Kanchan Penchan and then go from there. But instead, we're not waiting for 3-so anymore. We're waiting for 3-pin. Which is double Suji to the last 2 discards that you had, but that doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah. Would you have created the Nakasuji trap?
Oh, by discarding the 2-pin?
Mm-hmm. Ricci on the 2-pin instead.
I don't know. I think this is fine. I think if there were a couple more Pinzu discarded, I might consider it. But I think here, it's probably best to not think too hard about it.
I mean, I guess like with the Nakasuji tile, Nakasuji being created with the Ricci tile, it's about the same as should have created the Nakasuji. Oh, it's actually about the same as double discards, 6-pin. One of which being the
although, I
Ricci
mean,
tile.
we can see now that there would have been the sumo, but
Yeah. But it's also like because it's you see 1 3-pin out and no 5-pin out. Right? So it's like technically slightly better in terms of trying to find the draw.
yeah, I'm not sure what to think about that. As it stands, the 2 3-mons are still on the, or 3-pins are still on the wall.
Yeah.
There's one. That's not coming out. Oh,
Don't.
wait, what?
Came out. Wow. I actually trusted the Suji. Just Ricci Dora. It's not
I mean,
too
the
bad.
thing is that it works with your hand, so it's like,
Yeah.
was there nothing else you could have discarded?
I'm not sure. Maybe she accidentally double clicked is what I'm assuming, but
I don't know. I just thought it's like, oh, that works exactly in the 3-4. There's it's like that's fine, that's great. They're not going to discard it. I'm trying to think if they actually had any other safe tiles, but they must have decided that they didn't. Oliver gets to continue dealership. Yakuhai, possible Dora 2. The tunes are actually still on the wall, so they might have to wait a little bit before they can actually get it.
they probably will get it. That being said, it's
Player
already I'm a Tenpai.
Tenpai, Ipeiko, waiting for 1-9. And there's one of each left.
Just 1 9-mon left.
1 9-mon, one. Oh yeah, the other 1-mon is in hand already.
Yeah. That being said, it might come out if
Reach.
there's Tenpai soon. Tsumagiri Reach.
Yeah, I'm not actually. Well, I think if it becomes somewhat one chance with like another 2-mon somewhere along the line for Oliver, then maybe the one comes out. But even then, I think you might just look for other tiles, especially now you're getting some help here.
I mean, speaking of one chances, all Oliver needs to feel like 1-mon is safe is just one more 2-mon. Obviously, the 2-mon will come out first if the 2-mon becomes discarded.
But looks like with that draw, they just decided that it's enough, and they're just getting out. Again, don't blame them; they're in first, so
yeah, first by over 10,000. No need to like push.
There's just so many tiles that are questionable here that like you could easily pick one and not deal in because there's just so many of them, but you just pick the wrong one out of all of them, and then you're in trouble. If Oliver can find some save tiles, then maybe you consider it now because you're actually drawing back in.
Yeah.
But then that runs into the same problem of it being catastrophic again if they think the 1-mon is safe. Well, it's not really catastrophic because it'd just be Ricci Ipeiko, but
Chi.
Cheese for Tenpai.
I mean, it's gonna have to be East Tonki, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's just for K10, so
yeah.
Decides to bail out with a 6-pin draw.
The only problem is this gives Haite, even though it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Look
So
at this
East
hand.
4.
Not a great hand for Korak. You have the Dora on Rion.
33, sorry. Yeah. Don't really have a Yakuhai. Don't have a completed. Well, you have one now.
Yeah. Like, yeah, you technically have all your blocks there. They could still be improved on. But to the left, not pretty much in the same position as Korak, more or less.
Yeah. Can't call with the hand. You do have some good, decent shapes, but
I guess if Korak, yeah, just start calling.
yeah.
Because you technically have your blocks.
And there's so many gaps all over the place that you might as well try to. The 6-0 actually isn't all that helpful. You need another one,
Yeah.
which doesn't exist. All of it could end up on a Sanmen Chan weight here. Yeah, that makes sense for Korak.
Mm-hmm.
Claire's hand is spinning their wheels.
Plus the way we do have
1
Ishan 10.
Cat could have kept that 7-pin because it could have accepted
Reach.
another Dora, but I guess
Reaches for
wouldn't have mattered anyways because it
Mhm.
you would have discarded something like the 5-mon and then you draw the 7 anyways, so you ended up in the same place.
just 2
Waiting
eights.
for 8, so 2 left in the wall. You haven't discarded
1 left in the
Sozu,
wall.
so this is either a sumo or just get out of my way, Richie.
Yeah.
つも
Okay.
And it's the border, so
It's not
Richie
Thursday,
Sumo Dora.
guys!
Richie Sumo Dora, pretty good.
Well, Parkinson is actually nice, but they're not dealers, so we're switching out to Claire, whose hand is, I guess.
Not nearly as nice.
The Manzu does not inspire joy.
Yeah.
Spark joy. That's spark joy. That's how it goes. Yeah. That's it.
I mean, with a couple of okay draws, you can find yourself in some really good shapes. Yeah.
I mean, you can, but it could also just get more awkward.
Yeah. On the right, we have a called Yakuhai for
Possibly a Dora.
Possibly Dora.
Decides to drop 1 pin. I can kind of see why, because
Yeah.
you couldn't. Both of them already are 1 cut. Both of the pairs already 1 cut.
Or
Ooh, okay. So Claire, there's only one so left for a possible just Dama for some type of Ipeiko. Discards the Formon.
hate that actually.
I guess it makes sense because that way you can either fill in the 3 or the 5 or the 7. Because if you take your 4-pin as your pair, then now you're just waiting for something. You can get an Ongo, but then it just gets awkward. Yeah. So I think the Formon there makes sense.
Yeah.
That's Tenpai now waiting for 4-7, and there's
that does deal it. No. Ooh. Just Yaku
So-
Hainomi.
Not a big hit to Korak, but I'm still bleeding some points here
Mhm.
in the second game of this set.
Kathy's
As any
starting with a
urgency,
four.
it's still with Claire because they still need points. Everybody else is just kind of just
chilling.
don't get just don't suffer a huge negative here.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're pretty much just chilling. Kathy starting out with a Yaku High pair. But in general, the shapes aren't.
Well, Claire is steadily improving here. The 8-9 pin is still a thorn in the side, but
Mhm.
if they can somehow get around it, if they somehow get to the point where they can discard those, and that's they'll be
Each.
in a much better position. Except that Oliver
ポン
has found Tenpai, waiting for the Tuso. Which, surprisingly, there's only one left.
Yeah.
Pong.
On that, go for Toy Toy. Yeah.
Yep. I mean, with little information, I mean, it makes sense.
Hmm. Oh yeah, no, definitely. Thankfully for Kathy, like you can't deal in with a two-so, right?
And thankfully, you don't have another Yaku other than the Toy Toy. So
Yeah. I mean, East went to see Yaku for her.
okay, I'm not blind. It's still on the wall.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not blind in this particular instance. How about that?
Yeah, because she started with the East in her high pie. I'm sure that if like one is
there's
dropped,
one.
she'd called it. Yeah.
Korak's like, yeah, there's two calls. There's two tweets of calls there. So or two Anko calls. Oh yeah, no.
Ooh.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
there's the two. I think the only other thing you could have considered is dropping East.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have been the worst because you're in the South round.
Yeah, and it's like not. It's only what about. It's not that big of a point difference, right, between just Toy Toy Nomi
I
and
mean, realistically,
Toy Toy.
you either just take the Tenpai, you could easily just take the Tenpai. You don't even
Yeah.
need to win the hand. You just would want to continue. I mean, you really don't. It really doesn't matter unless Oliver's trying to go for like first place overall. But I mean, just in generally speaking, I don't know if I'd ever place the Ricci there on an East, so I might just consider dropping East in that case. And if you're waiting on it, then good on you. Or could just be fine with passing dealership, except for the fact that they're drawing pairs. And they're now sitting Ish on 10 for Chitoy Dora 2.
Yeah. Oh.
Which means I like the Forso discard.
Yeah. Doesn't particularly look like Chico yet.
I mean, if you're going to hedge with like some type of Rian Peiko thing, you can obviously do that. I'd still drop the 7 mon first. Yeah, there you go.
Do you just take the Cheetoy if you draw a 4 pin?
Discard 3 star, declare Rishi? Sure. I think if I were Oliver, I'd want one more other discard between that 3 and then the Richi, because if you Richi on the west, or if you have to Richi on the west, it might look a little sus.
I mean, it looks like you just held on to the safe tile for entry to Tenpai.
Yeah, but because of that, you'd look to the tile beforehand, the three so.
Ooh.
Would you discard Dora there? I'd discard
Yeah.
the west.
Yeah. I'm locked in on. I'm locked in
Okay.
on this hand.
Well, now you've got a possibility on Peiko,
Yeah.
and there's 2 3s left.
Round Peiko Pinfu. That's 12,000.
Have you met E's older brother Ryan?
Currently just 2 and 2 though, so. Oh, is that Tenpai? Yeah, that's Tenpai on the right. Or on the left, sorry. For Kathy. No Yaku though.
6-mon, 7-pin?
Oh yeah, that's also a Tenpai on the right. Also no Yaku.
Now that's Peiko confirmed, also furry 10, and no outs left.
Ooh, you can't push that.
I mean, you have a dead weight. Like, there's no reason to push the 3.
Yeah. That being said, round Peiko outs are all dead right now.
Reach.
Just waiting on the last 6 mon. And then Richi across the way. A Shabo way 2-3.
It doesn't make the 6 safe, so I still imagine Korak won't be discarding any of those.
Yeah.
Yeah. Korak had enough tiles that they could find. It wasn't that big of an issue.
I'm not entirely sure how I feel about the Richi, to be honest.
Which one?
From Oliver. Because it's just Mon gun still if you find like the 3 Mon, right?
Richi, Pinfu, Yanpeiko. All you have to do is hit a Dora, right?
Yeah, that is true, but
I guess it basically would boil down to: do you think you could get the tile from somebody else, even with the Richi?
it's like I don't.
That'd really be the only question.
Yeah. Here we have an okay hand, I guess. Too many pairs, but could just easily shift to Chitoy. On the right, correct hand.
On the right, there's enough terminals that I consider Chanta Junchan. How about Chanta Sanchoku Junchan?
Would need to find another pair though.
Yeah.
Across the way. Already Ishanten for Rishi Pinfutan, you know.
That 5 so's a hedge now by Korak, because then they can look for an Itsu.
Yeah.
I think. Oh, that's actually awkward because you can still go for either, but you have to make a decision. Well, no, you don't. You can just discard 4-pin. No,
You can discard.
you could
one
discard 4-pin.
Yeah, 4-pin.
No,
Commits
we'll go for the
to
Junchan.
Yeah.
Only issue is one of the Onsos is already discarded, so you're waiting for the last one. Well, if you're gonna do this, you discard 4-pin. Yeah. Because, I mean, Hellweight 9-pin, although it's technically dead. Oh, there's the Ricci, and... Can Korak keep going with this?
Oh, the 1-4 Suji looks really bad. Oh.
Oh my gosh.
Each.
He's gonna hit the button. Like, there's no way Korak's not hitting the button here.
Yeah.
So the Onso's dead. So unless Kathy somehow thinks it's safe, which I can't imagine them thinking that, Korak's down to the 4-so, which unfortunately won't give them the Junchan or the Sanshoku, but
it is still Pinfu at the very least.
Yeah.
Oh,
no.
At least it wasn't the Ipeiko side?
Yeah. Still hurts, though.
Yeah, I feel like if you were gonna Ricci, if you find Tenpai in the first place, I think you should have just stuck with the 9-pin.
Because that guarantees it.
Yeah. Like, literally the only thing you'd lose Pinfu for to get Hanemon, but just flip an aura,
You guarantee the Junchan at least, so
yeah. You guarantee Junchan, you guarantee Sanshoku. Hell, like I'd even call for it.
what Sun has done, Oliver now has a 15,800 point lead. Still not totally safe. Mongon direct hit from Kathy would still switch places, but you know, can call for Yakuhai here. Actually, it's Ishan 10.
It's actually Mochi Mochi on the Yakuhai though.
Doesn't know that though.
Yeah.
And this is a 6-7 weight for Korak. Ricci Tanyao.
Could possibly con the 8-pin.
You can't. That would change your weight.
Oh, does it?
You'd lose the 7.
Oh yeah, it does. It does. Lose 7s. Yeah. Sorry, I thought that was like a 2-4-5 or 2-3-4-5.
2-3-4-5. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Oliver is now able to switch. Is at least able to pivot to a Tanyao-ish hand, but that 6-so is still squeamish to discard. I don't think that 5-pin means that the 7-pin will drop. I think it's just they're just finding safe tiles.
That being said, with the 4-pin creating a Suji.
Yeah, well, I think that it's still a way to turn, right? Because you discard 3, you can discard the Chun, so right now they have a
There's now a Nakasuji with 3-pin discarded from Oliver and the 9-pin discarded from Korak.
Ricci.
Kathy's declared Ricci, so I would have to imagine everybody else is out.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, oh my gosh!
Fortunately,
Korak is probably fuming. It's like I'm doing everything. I can't win a hand.
Oh, it's okay, Korak. You still got a
can't win a hand.
You still have your last dealership.
Except that your last dealership is like, oh, this isn't bad. Like this hand isn't bad, but man, there's a long ways to go.
Yeah, you're not super happy.
Wait, why didn't you discard? Why did you just discard the 9-so at the beginning? Was he thinking 789 Sanshoku? Please don't tell me you were thinking 789 Sanshoku.
This man, you know this man. He loves his
Sanshoku. I know he thinks Sanshoku. I was kind of hoping he wasn't this time.
I mean, as a floater, right? The 2 isn't actually that much better than the 9 to the point where you can cut value for the ukiele.
You already had your. I don't know.
That being said, I don't like the first 3-so drop. I'm not even sure if I like the second 3-so drop. Because now you had, like, yeah, it would be Fullerton, but now you still have a Ryanman while you're so far away anyways. And Korak can possibly get rewarded here.
Well, we'll have to wait and see on this.
Yeah.
Because he has not been paid off. That's the problem. And for me, if you don't get paid off as often, if you completely don't get paid off on it, you really have to wonder if you're ever going to get paid off in this particular series, or at least in this particular game.
Well, I know Korak's just groaning about like seeing the possibility of Chi Toy right now, but okay, yeah.
I mean, I guess I'd be happier with it if I had an East. It's hard in an East.
That's already a Dama 10 for Oliver. Waiting on 1 Formon. Let's see about
It's furry
2
10.
1 Mon. Is it
It's
for
furry
10?
10.
Oh yeah, it is for 10.
地
I mean, just find them in the wall. How hard could it be?
I mean, I guess they're assuming they can just get it again, because
Yeah,
otherwise, maybe I would have kept the 5-so and discarded 2-3. Although maybe you just didn't think you were going to get Sozu from
Reach.
Cassie either, which you wouldn't have. One doesn't deal in.
nope. It's Genbutsu to both players. I wouldn't mind just folding out
Dom.
here.
No, there's
Or-
the 5.
I guess Sashikomi.
Nah, that's not a Sashikomi.
That is not
Not
a Sashikomi.
Sashikomi.
That is not a Sashikomi with the Ura.
You jumped into the wrong person.
Oliver mentioning that was a misclick. Ooh,
Okay,
unfortunate.
okay.
Okay. Yeah,
So,
even before the
player-
Ura flip.
Yeah.
Sorry, go
It's
on.
just like no. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was about to say it's like even before the Ura flip, that's a pretty crazy Sashikomi with your direct competition.
I'm not sure. Even I think if you were to Sashikomi, it wouldn't have been to that person.
Yeah.
Anyways, neither here nor there. It was a misclick. Player here trying to get at least positive because they're sitting in third. They're not really running the risk of falling into fourth, but it's going to take them a little bit to get into second. The draws are certainly helping, but it really is. It probably is just still a Yakuhai win 1500, go to next hand, assuming they can get there, because there's a Tenpai already waiting for 4-7.
Unfortunately,
And this game could just be over.
Unfortunately, does need to call for the Formon to advance in Shanten. Could just start herself, but probably can't find that. Ooh.
7-9 pin.
Sumo.
Okay.
Oh,
Never
just-
mind. Game over.
Yeah. Kathy just ending the Hanchan.
So that does. Kathy with 32.2 puts them just behind. No, it puts them ahead of Max into 5th place overall. Oliver with that 15.1 will just be around middle. Will be around 0, sitting in the middle, so not much there. Claire's minus 10.4 is a setback, but there's still 2 games left to go and a gap of about 30 points, 33 points is not insurmountable. And yeah, Korak took a pretty bad fourth here at minus 36.9. Not his fault, considering what happened. And is still positive and is, with 2 games left to go, is pretty safe and will still not have to worry about any demotions or anything like that, unlike prior seasons. So still fine. Maybe not happy. Maybe a little disgruntled after what happened that game, but still fine.
Yeah.
And so this game will continue. This set will continue tomorrow with their final 2 games of their set. And it looks like the settings do need to get refreshed here. But Nathaniel is looking slightly better here in terms of being able to stay up and keeping that last spot. Still not guaranteed yet, but after these first, as each game passes, it makes it a lot more likely that they'll stay up. So, but yeah, I mean, if we're looking at the standings here, it looks like with Minko already in the clubhouse here with a 256.9, the closest competition to Kenyon is Aaron, who's sitting about 135 points adrift with 2 games to play. So at this point, it looks like Kenyon will be our first repeat seasonal champion. Well deserved. And it looks like for everybody else, really is just, for most people, it'll be just keeping themselves at A1, with the exception of Amy and Claire, who will have 2 more games to try to bump Nathaniel down and off the bubble and into A2. So, but with that, that's also the last games of the day. It's been a fairly long day. We started at 5. It's now 8:30, so 3.5 hours. But a lot of action across all the divisions. We're gonna have our normal Wednesday broadcast tomorrow, and I imagine we'll still have even more broadcasts. So with this being the final week of the season, so you'll get a lot of coverage from us here of the ARML as we wind down the winter season. Any last thoughts that you might have, Blake?
Oh, some really fun games that we get to see tonight. A lot of like, what do you call it? A lot of really fun hands that we're seeing. The Rion Peiko, all the crazy like quadruple Yakuhai Tenpai.
Yeah, and everything else also, like, there were definitely situations that we were talking about certain situations, and so we're not necessarily A1 people, so maybe we're not giving the best analysis out there, but hopefully helped you think. It helped you, whoever's watching here, think about certain things and that they might think about in their games. That's what we're kind of here for too, is especially since there's not as much English coverage out there of Mahjong and commentary, that part of what we do is to hopefully help everybody else along the way that get to watch us. So with that, I think that pretty much does it. I actually have to change the website now that I think about it, because signups for the spring season are closed, though you can sign up and try to be on the waiting list in case we need to fill in more people to round out the numbers. So you can still go to AmericanRichi.org and sign up. I'll just need to change the text on there to make it for the spring season, or sign up for the summer season. But again, you can still sign up even now, even though the deadline is passed for the spring season. You could end up being on the wait list in case we need extra people. So You can follow us at American Ricci on Twitter. You can look at our prior broadcasts. I export them to tinyurl.com/armlyt. And yep, that about covers it. So for Blake, this is Edwin. Hope you enjoyed our broadcast tonight. And we will catch you tomorrow here at the ARML. Have a good night, everyone.